folks and the teams talk to the coaches. We have some interesting information coming up.
Oh my, what a move, and he's going to go the whole way.
Pass is complete, touchdown. Rolls to his right, he could get in, he does. Back for another season of the Game of the Week. I'm Dave Shannon along with Tom Callihan, and welcome to G.H. Miller Stadium. We are on the campus of Forest Hills High School, and Cal looking forward to another season of high school football, and we get it kicked off with the battle of the father and son.
Yeah, some like to call it the Bailey Bowl. Yeah, the first couple years that was real exciting and everything. Now it's just come down to a real good football game between two good football teams here at G.H. Miller Stadium. And, you know, you got to talk about Forest Hills. Year in and year out, consistently good. A good running attack, good quarterbacks who they seem to bring up for a couple years at a time to mature into to great seniors. And they win. What can you say?
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's certainly a good tradition here. And, of course, then you take a look at the Richland Rams, and they've been in the process of building a tradition there. Certainly one of the things they're well known for is explosive offense.
An explosive offense. You are right. You know, Coach Brandon Bailey comes in, and he has really taken his program from a program that didn't win much to, you know, a few years back, really starting to instill the building blocks of a winning program. And this group he has out here now, a good blend of seniors with a great blend of sophomores. So this is a group a lot of people have been waiting to see. A little bit of pressure up on the hill in Richland to have a good season. But, you know, I went out and saw a couple of his scrimmages. He's got a lot of great tools to work with.
I'm sure you saw maybe a few guys you knew out there. The 91 team welcome back here to Forest Hills High School to start tonight's game.
Yep, the 91 team, part of a 14-1 group, most wins in a season for the longest time. They welcomed them back here, and Coach Brandon Bailey was part of that. Was not able to go out in the field, of course. He has other duties today.
Yes,
but,
somewhat tied up.
Yeah, a little bit tied up with some important things. But, you know, the atmosphere is great. The stands are packed. Home and away. It's got that football feeling to it. I'm ready to roll.
All right, looking forward to it, and as well the coaches are looking forward to it. We'll find out what's on their mind when we come back. You're watching Atlantic Broadband's Game of the Week.
Grew up in a small town, and when the rain would fall down, I'd just stare out my window, dreaming of what could be. And if I'd end up happy, I would pray I could break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky. And I'll make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, I won't forget all the ones that I love. Gotta take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away.
Young lives need air,
It's better when you go outside because you can learn more. I've got worms in here.
light, water,
Raining.
Rain will make it grow.
food,
Well, what's in you is really what's around you.
young lives need soil,
One by one.
One by one.
moisture, sun, shade. Young lives need care, attention, and love to bloom and thrive. Growing bodies and minds grow better when they connect with nature every day. Open your door. Visit Nature Explorer at arborday.org for the young lives in your life.
It has to do with the whole being outside thing.
There they are, the Forest Hills Rangers, and they're about to run onto the field and get ready for tonight's game. And of course, that means that head coach Don Bailey has all his plans formulated and is ready to go. Cal?
Yeah, I had a chance to talk with Don Bailey beforehand. I got to admit, I always get a little nervous talking to Don. He is the legend in coaching in this area. I mean, if you're a young coach, and I was once one young coach, he's the guy you look at. And here's what Don Bailey had to say about tonight's game. A new year Ranger football, and there's always a lot of expectations up here in Forest Hills.
Well, the Forest Hills community always expects us to do well. Our team is young, relatively inexperienced, lost a lot of good football players, but we have a lot of good football players remaining.
Coming out here against Richland, sometimes known for their high-powered offense, you expecting any wrinkles out there, or are you just going to go what you do every week?
Well, they're pretty hard to defend, first of all, because they've got that spread offense, that wildcat, and they've got a big fullback to run it inside. You got to defend the run, you got to defend the pass, so you got to defend the entire football field.
Now, your first year coaching without being a superintendent, going way back without being a teacher, how's it feel? Have you had a lot of time to draw up some plays or anything?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, didn't realize how hard it was being a superintendent and a coach, as I do have a little bit more time now, but my wife keeps me pretty busy at home.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and that's one of the Baileys, and of course you wonder what goes on at the Thanksgiving table after. And one thing, you and I talked a little bit about this prior to, and one of the things that and basically you pointed out, it's nice that this is this early in the season, because by the time Thanksgiving and the holidays roll around, this is somewhat of a distant memory.
Oh, yeah. The Bailey family is synonymous with athletes in this area. And the fact that one coach is still here at Forest Hills and the son is at Richland, for a week or so, it's a big deal. You know, those guys settle in, and I'm sure having your dad as one of the mentors in the Laurel Highlands kind of helps with your scouting reports and some different things. You can bounce things off. I think it would be a great situation. And knowing the Baileys, you know, after that first week is over, all is forgotten and are ready to move on to the next game.
All right, captain's heading out to midfield for the coin toss, and let's find out what's on the mind of head coach Brandon Bailey. Into tonight's game with an interesting situation at quarterback, in the fact that you could have three guys coming out under center over the course of the night. How confusing can that be for the offensive line and the other players on the team?
I don't think it's confusing at all. We've had all summer and all fall camp to work on it. We have John Rizzo, who's a veteran back here. In fact, this is his 6th game against Forest Hills in his career. He'll be back here taking some snaps along with 2 sophomores, and Nico Pecora and Matt Schaefer. They both had great camps, great summers, and they both deserve to play tonight.
All right. The other aspect of the game, of course, is the defense, and you have a number of guys returning back on defense, so I would think you're ready and raring to go on that side of the ball.
Yeah, we think on both sides of the ball we got a lot of kids back. We think we're pretty seasoned back there in the secondary, and also up front with the defensive line and linebackers on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, Brandon Bailey is the head coach of the Richland Rams, and we wish him the best of luck tonight. Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. There you have it. A confident Coach Bailey. Which one? Both. I think. Yeah, both of these guys, obviously, as you had pointed out, Cal, when you have a father like Don and you've been around this long, you start to, you look at what he does. You're learning from him as time goes on.
Oh, most definitely.
So you have very similar preparation for both of these squads. And of course, then you always have this with every team across the Laurel Highlands anywhere. By the way, this is a little ceremony they do every game.
Every Laurel Highlands game. This is a sportsmanship initiative that was taken on a few years ago. We saw it somewhere, decided it would be a great idea, got permission to do this, and just a way to spread sportsmanship throughout our sports and our community.
Yeah, sometimes you don't see anything like that until the end of a football game, so it's kind of nice to start out the game that way.
Yeah.
There's going to be tempers flare. This is a violent sport, and you're going to have some things happen over the course of the game, but at least you got to know each other in a somewhat indirect way, although I'm sure these guys know each other.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? In talking to a lot of the athletes we have a yearly leadership and sportsmanship conference, and talking to these guys and the girls that play in the Laurel Highlands, the one thing that came up the most, the word that came up with most is respect. There's such a mutual respect amongst the schools for what the athletes from all the schools go through, because they all go through the same thing. you know, a lot of hard practice, getting homework done, the pressures that they receive from home and school, and respect was the big word that came up. So you got to tip your hat to these athletes. I think they keep things in perspective a lot of times better than we do, and I'm meaning we adults. The kids know what's going on, and they've got their heads screwed on right.
Well, you know, that dovetails rather nicely. The NCAA is also involved in a same type of program, and you will hear public address announcements at various and assorted different sporting events in the NCAA. Respect, it's the name of the game. And that is parlayed throughout college sports, no matter which one it may be. So actually, I guess a little preparatory for the players in the Laurel Highlands Athletic Conference.
They're going to be ready for it as soon as they get there, that's for sure.
There you see the field house, just a couple years old now.
Beautiful facility.
Yeah, I have yet to get a peek inside that. Something I must do before I depart here.
Next time we're up here, I'll get Larry Selmer, the athletic director, take you inside and give you a tour. It is just a beautiful facility that the residents and students of the greater Forest Hills area get to use.
By the way, the press box, if you've ever been up in the press box, it's a little wobbly. Especially the fewer people that are in it, the more people get in, it kind of calms down. So that led me to ask some of the folks here at Forest Hills, any problems with the earthquake the other week? And the answer was it was felt here, it was felt in the buildings, but no damages here at Forest Hills High School. All right, Richland will be kicking off. And we have 3 deep almost, if you want to call it that, for Forest Hills.
DJ Berkey back there right off the bat, and he looks like he is going to get the football.
Yep, Berkey comes up. He's out to the 20, 25, 30. He could go all the way. One player to beat, and a nice touchdown, saving tackle out there for Richland. As coming up with that, Nick Dayton.
Yeah, Nick Dayton saved the bacon there because he was going all the way.
Yeah, he was.
How many times, if you're a fan of Forest Hills, do you watch them start off a game or a season in that fashion? I believe we've been up here for a lot of opening season games, and they start off with a tremendous run back on the opening kickoff.
They get out to their own 44-yard line, and that's where they'll start, 1st and 10. And your starting quarterback comes out over the football.
That's going to be Justin Gadula.
Yep, Gadula. Back to pass, behind the intended receiver. DJ Berkey trying to keep him involved. And that one just a little bit behind him. First pass of the season.
Yeah,
so,
getting the butterflies out.
Yep.
A simple slant. He came out a few yards, started going across the field. He was open, just a bit behind him, though. And that's something Richland's got to watch for Gadula. He has got such great accuracy and such a strong arm. He's a big kid. He can run the football, but the strong arm is what Richland's got to watch for.
6'4", 220, more in the prototypical football quarterback these days. Didn't always necessarily be that way, but Ben Roethlisberger's changed the minds of a lot of people. That pass complete over midfield, first down. Yardage is gained by the Rangers' Justin Smith after the pass completion from Gadula.
Smith may not have had first down yardage except for a second and third effort there. Broke 2 tackles, picking up the first down yardage. So good individual play. Young players out there, I say it every year, keep the feet moving. That's what he did.
That third effort was what got it, no doubt. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 44 of the Rams. First possession of the night for the Forest Hills Rangers and first possession of tonight's game. Handoff this time going inside. Sean Dell is wrapped up by a number of Richland tacklers, led there by Zach Hanley and others.
Yep.
There you see Zach.
I'll tell you what, Forest Hills got back to what they usually do the best, is running the football. In between the tackles, going up straight at them, Richland was ready for them. So a little bit of an odd start where they threw the first 2 as passes, ran a third, and the passes are picking up more yards than the run so far.
Maybe that was just an effort to get the attention of the sun on the opposite side of the field.
It may be.
You're going to need to be ready for anything. Gadula with a pass, and beyond the outstretched hands, that one intended for Cody Moss, and it goes incomplete.
Yeah, Moss stretched out for that one. I thought he might have been able to grab it on a beautiful play, but it was just through the fingertips. And once again, the ball just a little bit overthrown. I attribute that to opening night jitters a little bit here.
Sean Graham, the defender for the Richland Rams. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 with the ball at the 42, we'll call it, of the Richland Rams. And an interesting 3rd down play early in the season. It's a shotgun formation with Gadula back there. He is an imposing figure in the backfield, and he drops back to pass. Lets it go.
Got a man.
Incomplete. Tried to lead his intended receiver, Jared Shope, but Shope was unable to come up with it, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 8 and a punt for the Rangers.
He had Shope initially, but Zach Zolarczyk, great job in closing the gap there. He really made up a lot of time, and he was there to make the play in the end. Zolarczyk, just a great athlete for this Richland Rams squad.
All right, coming in.
This is a victory for Richland right here.
No doubt.
Holding on the first series is a big-time victory right off the bat for him.
Especially after that great return.
Yeah, we got some movement.
Movement on the line.
That could change everything.
See what the call is.
Everyone's pointing at everybody else.
We'll just wait and be patient. A confab of the Zebras and the announcement.
Won't change anything. Well, we got a moment. I'll tell you, our referee's Bill Wolf, our umpire is Bud Ratchford, our linesman's Brad Burt, our line judge is Brian Burt, our field judge is Joel Mock, and our back judge is Todd Parks.
All right, Jared Shope is still going to punt for the Forest Hills Rangers. And we have a couple back there for Richland. They include Kyle Flick and also, who else do we have?
Is that Ryan Fleming, I believe?
Yes, you are correct. And the ball is going to not go very far. It's going to be down by the Rangers. And another victory for Richland early on, as that one's down there by Dustin Oler.
Yeah, great starting position for the Rangers here.
For the
Rams. Yeah. They've got to be happy with the way this thing has started off. And now we get to see that offense of Richland. You're going to watch your screen and say, what are they lining up in? It could be the Wildcat. It could be a traditional formation, spread, anything out there. And they use the wristbands, so not a lot of time in between plays.
Nico Pecor is going to take the first snap on this series. Turns, hands off, nice quick handoff. Out to the 30-yard line goes Luke Rosich.
Yep. Rosich, a receiver last year, converted to the backfield more this year. Big kid, good size to him. Nice running back, so they put him back there with Rizzo. A nice compliment in that backfield.
All right, he picks up about 3. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Rams, their first possession of the night. And we'll see who takes the snap this time around. But I think this particular series, it's going to be Nico Pecora. Flanked back there by John Rizzo, number 5. And Pecora takes the snap, rolls to his right, looks downfield, lets it go to no one. I don't know if that was, if there was any miscommunication, somebody ran the wrong pattern, or that was just a safe spot for Nico to put the football.
Well, Rizzo ran a little bit of an out play, came out 10 yards, cut across. Looks like he was running on the right path. Could be just an overthrow, or he was feeling a little bit of pressure, so maybe just a dump. You know, this is not the time you want to throw an interception or anything like that.
Absolutely, and dumped into a good area of the field, too.
Yeah, there was a receiver close, and nobody there to pick it off.
All right, this brings up a big 3rd down for Richland in their first possession of the night. 3rd down and 7. Forest Hills a little antsy to get in there.
He's changing the play.
Yeah, change up in the play by Nico Pecora. Looks over to Rizzo, and Pecora is back to pass. Good rush, and a flag is thrown. We'll see if that's holding on Richland or not. Yes, it is.
He was going to dump that one off to Rizzo.
Although, maybe you just go ahead and take the incomplete pass and take it to 4th and 7, because
I would.
Yeah, Richland's not going to attempt to go for it.
Yep. Yeah,
all right.
with this, you know, the offense of Richland, and it can be explosive at times. Why give them another chance to do it when you can make them punt?
All right, ends up being a 3 and out for the Rams. 9:46 left to go here in the first quarter, and no score in the football game. So Forest Hills will get another possession. We'll see if things calm down a little bit for Justin Gadula.
Well, the defense is always ahead of the offense. So, and now we have
a timeout called by Forest Hills. Did they have enough guys out there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, they only had 10. Somebody else needs to be out there in order for this to be football.
It is the beginning of the year that's going to happen. Now, as a coach, you don't want that to happen, but it does. Hey, you can kick off the season right with a delicious treat from the Pizza Deli 6-pack at the corner of Franklin and Haynes Street in Johnstown. Enjoy Basil's famous hot sausage sandwich for $2.95 or a large 16-inch one-topping pizza for only $7.75. When you're enjoying the game, bite into a delicious 19-inch Philly cheesesteak sub for just $9.75.
19 inches.
Yep. It's all part of the delicious football special find at the Pizza Deli 6-pack in Johnstown. Proud to be part of the Game of the Week 13th season. And Mr. Bazil's, the food down there, the hot sausage, just excellent. As you see, some fans enjoying football in the backyard.
Yeah, buddy.
That's
okay,
prime real
here's
estate
the
here.
snap back to Zach Solarczyk. Lets it go. Hits at the 45. Continues to roll in Forest Hills territory. Will be down at the 38. And that's where the Rangers will have their second possession start.
Well, a nice kick for Richland. And Forest Hills going to get back on the offensive end here. Only 10 players on the field. You got to get away from that. First game, Coach Bailey probably understands. Didn't like it, but probably understands.
I don't think it'll happen the remainder of this game, nor will it happen in the future.
It may not happen the rest of the season, to tell you the truth.
There are penalties to be paid when those types of things happen. All right. See what Justin Godola can do with the Rangers' second possession. Did pick up a first down on the first possession, but then eventually had to punt away. Turns, hands off to DJ Berkey.
Wow.
Berkey tackled as it was strung out nicely by Richland, and then a couple of flags come in at the end of that run by DJ Berkey, and let's see what the penalty is.
I saw a helmet fly, if that is indication of what's happening, and I see Richland marching backwards.
Personal foul on Richland.
Yep.
And so it's an automatic first down for the Rangers.
That was a major variety of the face mask. And whenever you see a flag late in a tackle, that's usually what you're going to get.
And especially when it gets strung out like that, it seems like that's the last option you have to try to get that player down.
Yeah, the helmet. They did a nice job stringing him out. They had him, caught back in the backfield. Richland so far has defended the run real well. Just a costly mistake right there.
All right, big 15-yarder and sets up Forest Hills at a 1st and 10 at the 46 of Richland. Turn, quick handoff, plowing ahead is Sean Dell. And Dell will pick up a good number of yards there. Let's call it 6. Let's give him 6, Cal.
Yeah, that's a nice run there right there by Sean Dell. And the key to that was quick. No blocking back in front of him. It's a dive real quick right off the line, boom, handoff through the line, and Forest Hills runs that really nicely. And Richland's big up front, so you want to hit him quick. Don't give him time to establish anything.
All right. Godola seems a little bit calmer this time around. Let's see if there's a pass play here on a 2nd and short. No, it's a quick handoff. Nice defense by Richland as Sean Dell is met by including Adam Rager
and Ben Verhosek.
Wow.
Ooh. Oh, my. That was big time right there. And the running back, I don't think he saw it coming. He was almost straight up and down once he got the ball. He ran into that wall of Rager and Verhosek and was immediately smothered. Big play.
And you know what? Despite all of that, we're going to give him a gain of a yard. How about that?
That's line surge for you.
3rd down and 3. The ball at the 39-yard line of Richland. Forest Hills in possession. No score in the football game here in the first half.
Look out.
Godola's in trouble. He'll be sacked.
Wow.
Taken down in the backfield by John Rizzo. Not only can he run the football, he can work it on defense too.
Well, Big John Rizzo, we've noted many times his wrestling prowess on here. Heavyweight state champ, and he got him in a takedown move he wasn't about to get rid of.
An imposing young man out there, John, listed at 6'1", 235, the senior for the Richland Rams.
I tell you, John is looking good this year. Looks like he's shed some weight and really firmed up really good. He's big time.
Okay, and into punt once again for Forest Hills. It's Shope. Gets it away off the foot. Fair catch signaled for and made. That's always an adventure early in the season.
Oh,
but Ryan Fleming up to the task. He makes it. And a little bit worse field position this time around for the Richland Rams starting out.
But once again, Richland does a nice job of holding them out. Hey, FX Screen Printing is the home of promotional products at 1700 Bedford Street in Johnstown. FX Screen Printing offers quality screen printing and embroidery services for individuals, companies, and schools. They have what you need for every occasion and event you can imagine. From t-shirts and hoodies to coffee mugs and more, FX Screen Printing is the home of promotional products. Call FX everything.
Coffee mugs.
Everything. You can call FX Screen Printing for your next promotional at 814-266-2719.
All right, the snap goes to Rizzo, and Rizzo takes it out over the 15-yard line, I believe. Ends up being a pickup of about 5, maybe 6. We're going to give him 6.
Yeah, I'm going to give him 6 on that. Rizzo is a powerful back, and this year's Forest Hills line, not as big as it's been in the past. Richland with Rizzo and Rosespatcher have a very powerful running game. They have a nice line up front. I think they need to pound the ball for a while. Pound the ball, wear Forest Hills down. Play Forest Hills balls against the Rangers.
All right, in the backfield, taking the snap. It's Rizzo again. He'll run the ball, won't pick up much, and he may have the first. Does he have the first or no? Actually, he
looks like he
at
lost
the wrong
a yard.
marker, and he may have lost a yard. You're right. Let's call it. No, we'll leave it the same. Third down and 4. We gave him 6 to start with. We'll keep it at that.
6.
And this is a big one here for Richland, I believe, because Forest Hills has been winning the battle of field position to this point, and Richland has yet to prove that they can get a first down. This one's a big one.
Yeah,
see what happens with Rizzo calling the signals. Takes the snap. Almost looked
like
he was going
look
to
at that.
Kick. He's out for first down and more. Out over the 30-yard line, eventually brought down about the 31. They may mark it at the 32-yard line. Who was out there with him?
I'm not sure. He lost his head. He doesn't need a helmet. He's that tough.
Yeah.
Did you see that run, though? He had 2 guys hanging on him probably from about the line of scrimmage and just carried people across. This is one big, strong kid. Here he is right here. Let's watch the replay.
Take a look at this again.
Calling the signals right here. Oh, we lost it there. Let's see if we can get it back.
Nope.
We'll try and get it for you later on maybe. But I tell you, he was hit early and often and was still able to drag defenders for the first down.
First down, ball marked at about the 32. Handoff out over the 42-yard line, and another first down, but a fumble. Scramble
loose
for the ball at the 42-yard line of Richland, and they say it's Richland football, I think. I don't see any celebrations or anything of that nature. Another first down for the Rams, but certainly some tense moments there at the end of that run.
Much to do about nothing at the end of that play, but Richland now starting to get the offense going. We said before they're an exciting offense. They can do a lot of different things. Right now, they're just relying on the run right up the middle against the Forest Hills defense that is not used to giving up that run.
Spiker with the run that time, and Rizzo takes the snap. He'll take it this time. Nice block by Spiker. Nice turn. Gets out over the 45 to about the 47. We'll give him a gain of around 5. And I'll tell you what, if he can gain 5 yards at a clip, you'll take that all night.
You watch him, though. He is not your prototypical 6'2", 240-pound running back. You see the moves he puts out there. He's got great feet. You know, that comes, I think, from a lot of the wrestling with the great feet.
There's no doubt about that.
He runs like a nimble back with the body of a lineman.
Yeah, you definitely learn to use your legs and feet so much in wrestling. Handoff this time to Luke Rosich. Rosich has another first down, and Richland really putting a nice drive together here as they get down to about the 43-yard line of the Forest Hills Rangers.
They're doing what I said earlier. Between the tackles, you're big up front, you've got 2 big backs. Take it right at Forest Hills, wear them down, and right now that's what they're doing. They're running between the tackles and taking it to Forest Hills.
4.5 left to go here in the first quarter. Second possession of the night for Richland. Rizzo keeps, and he's going to be, he was tied up. There was some initial contact there by Jordan Shostak.
Yeah, Shostak was not fooled by that play. It was a little fake up the middle, and Rizzo held on to it, but Shostak was right there watching the whole play go down, and he was ready to bring a big man down.
There you see him, number 86 on the Forest Hills Rangers roster. And that's the first time in this drive, Cal, where there has not been a substantial gain on a play.
Yeah, they have moved the ball well.
They hold him to 1 that time. Rizzo had been averaging about 5 yards per carry on this drive. Second down and 9. Snap to Rizzo. Quick handoff to Luke Rosich. Turns to the left side over the 40 down to the 35. Ball comes loose, but it's well out of bounds, and he may have just been giving it up at that point anyway. So he gets out to the, let's see where they mark him down at, the 34, I believe. He needs to get to the 33. Yep, 34-yard line. So 1 more yard to go.
And that was Matt Schaefer in at quarterback now. So we've seen all 3. Schaefer, number 12, was back at the quarterback position, took that snap, and he's going to take this one, I believe.
And he has Rosich and Rizzo behind him. Schaefer takes the snap and hands it to
blockers,
Rosic. First down or more. 30,
Oh, my.
25, 20.
He's gone. He's gone.
He is going to make it into the end zone. Touchdown, Richland. The opposite sideline erupts as the Rams take an early 6-0 lead on the run by Luke Rosic.
Well, he came out, and he had Rizzo in front of him. That's a big convoy. That's why they go to Schaefer. Schaefer's able to do that so Rizzo can get out front and block. Rizzo was a good 5 yards out in front of Rosic running interference for him. Didn't need to do too much because Rosic made some great moves. And I tell you, the double R's in the backfield, Rosic and Rizzo, looking good.
For Richland.
For Richland.
Triple R. All right, 6-0. Point after attempt being made. And the spot's down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Off the leg of Nick Dayton, and it makes the score Richland 7, Forest Hills nothing. Nice drive by the Rams.
It certainly was. I tell you what, and that's what the Rams needed out here. You know, Brandon is 0-9, I believe, against Don Bailey. You know, this is the year Brandon's got to come out and say, hey, we got to do this. These kids know it. Up here, it's a thing. It's the Ranger pride. Always, always. Richland, they've had their high moments in the last couple of years. They're still waiting for that big breakthrough year. They had a breakthrough game a few years back when they beat McCourt down at McCourt. They're looking for that big breakthrough early in the season. And if they can continue playing like this, this may be the impetus for that.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's already taken himself down from a turkey leg to a turkey wing for Thanksgiving after that little drive.
Well, I don't know. If Mom is in charge of dinner, she's going to take care of son Brandon.
Take care of her son.
Of course.
How nice. All right. It is unique to see this, to see father and son coaching against each other. And it does bring to mind the way things can be at a family gathering at Thanksgiving anyway. And now you have the two guys coaching against each other.
I'll tell you about that in a moment here as soon as we get the kickoff.
All right, and back to kickoff will be Nick Dayton, who made the point after. And we'll see who takes it. Forest Hills could use a good return here. Berkey set up in the middle of the field. They kick it. Berkey comes up, and he'll take it. At the 15, out over the 20, 25, 30. It's going to be brought down about the 32-yard line. And so still a good return, though, Cal. 17 yards.
Anytime you're past the 30, you've got to consider that not bad. Talking about families, you know, my brother Jeff coaches basketball at Bishop Carroll. My brother Joe's up in the junior high girls program now with Richland. I was at Westmont. I came back for a year after a long stint, and I had to coach against my brother Jeff, and my parents showed up, and we were really good that year. Jeff was a little down, and my parents said, okay, Tom, please. Well, after about a 35-point victory, my parents wouldn't even walk over to my side. They went over to Jeff, and my mom yelled at me, and I said, oh, what do you want me to do? It is. It's a dynamic in families. When you're a sports-oriented family, it happens. So I'm sure the Baileys handle it well.
Thanks for that. Great story. The handoff there, it looked like tripped up a little bit was Gadula.
Yeah.
Stumbled a little bit after the handoff to Sean Dell. Dell does get out to about the 35-yard line. We'll give him that and call it a gain of a couple.
Yeah, not a good handoff. He had to, the running back actually had to go a little bit lower for it than he wanted, and he actually ended up stumbling into the line.
Second down and 8 yards to go.
Quick moving first quarter, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. We are under 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter, and as you see in the screen, a 7-0 Richmond lead on the game of the week. Gadula back to pass, looks downfield, lets it go, sidelines complete.
I tell you what.
No, they say incomplete.
Incomplete, out of bounds. Ludwig was right there with him. Pat Ludwig running step for step, and I wondered why he never turned around to look. He may have been looking down the sidelines and realized that, you know, there was no way he was going to make that catch and play. Not sure, but he had him step for step.
Yeah, that's one of those never assumes.
Yeah.
DJ Berkey almost reeled that one in, so second down and 8 leads to third down and 8 after the incompletion stops the clock. 2:41 left to go in the first quarter.
And a rarity, the Forest Hills offense really sputtering here this first quarter. If you think about it, 2 big penalties have helped them gain some yards.
Well, let's see if they can get that running game going. And back to pass, though, is Gadula. Looks down.
Look out. Oh, my.
What a
Ben
hit.
Verhosek.
Wow.
Oh, and Gadula's a little wobbly after that. He's getting up, and he does not look happy, number one, but he's putting some hands to the helmet. He's not looking good there. Ben Verhosek now, that's 2 times Ben's gotten back there and made some big plays. Ben, of course, the son of Eber Verhosek, who played at the Naval Academy, graduated Johnstown High with me in 1983, one of the coaches for Richland. And, Ben having a big game.
All right, another punt for Forest Hills. 3 possessions, nothing on the board, and the punt is away.
Nice punt.
And Shope gets it away, taking it to 35, out over the 40. 45, midfield, and a nice return that time by Kyle Flick.
Kyle Flick was the freshman last year that we love to talk about. There you see Kyle there. He's going to be the sophomore we love to talk about. Multi-sport standout for Richland. He is the speed on the outside for this Richland team, and if they can get him the ball on the run, look out. He's going to the house.
Well, I'll tell you what, suddenly that battle of field position after Richland worked out of that ball on their own 10-yard line following the last punt is starting to favor Richland now.
Yeah, it really is. Richland's done a nice job. You could see that last drive, their confidence building and building. Every run they had, the confidence built. Every 5 yards they picked up. Now this Richland team's showing a lot of confidence since the Forest Hills team that's sort of looking a bit down.
Coach Brandon Bailey once again going with Matt Schaefer at the quarterback position.
Empty backfield.
Yes, it is. We got 5 wide. And it's going to be Schaefer with the keep. He gets down over the 45 and is thrust to the ground that time by John Sanders of the Rangers.
Well, like you said earlier, you could pick up 4 or 5 yards on every play. You're going to be happy with that. That's a good 4, almost 5 yards right there.
Absolutely. Gets inside the 45-yard line to, we'll call that the 44.
Here's a replay of that sack. Look out. Look at Big Ben. Boom. Oh, my.
Whew. One thing you do have to say about it, Gadula was not afraid.
Oh, no.
Hey, he just stood there. He knew it was coming, and he took it. Handoff this time with a flag thrown goes to Luke Rosich. Flag in the backfield. Rosich probably would have picked up about a yard, if that, and it's a face mask against Richland.
Wow.
Not exactly what you would expect when you see a face mask penalty, but in this case it is against the Rams on offense.
Well, if you're Richland, there's things you don't want to do to derail the success you've had, and one thing is to have a penalty.
A little bit of a discussion going on there, and the march begins.
Looking across at the signs Richland holds up. Who is that they're holding up? I can't see that far. See that on the sideline? They had an NFL symbol. Now it's a picture of someone in a suit. I can't quite identify who it is.
Me neither. You can see it on your screen there, right down the 50-yard line.
Yeah, there's right there in the middle. He's got all the big placards
right on the
he's
50.
holding up. That's how they call their plays in, because they go without the huddle.
All right, taking a look at the wristband is your quarterback, Matt Schaefer. Now Schaefer not in the empty backfield this time. Takes the snap, quick release, and it is complete. Down to about the 43-yard line. And a good pass completion that time to Zach Salarchik.
Yep, Salarchik we talked about earlier in the game. Heck of an athlete, great baseball player, pitcher. Had some great work this year in the AAA-ABA league.
The good old AAA-ABA.
Yes.
Gaining back the penalty plus a couple, 3rd down and 5. Let's see what the Rams can do. Oh, I think he pulled the Forest Hills Rangers. If there wasn't a procedure issue here, I think he conned the Rangers offside on a hard count. Let's see.
That would be big. Let's watch the officials who've done an outstanding job so far today, and that's what they're going to say. Now they're still going to be just a bit shy. Shy of the 1st down, but
boy, I'll tell you, by inches.
But you've got
this is almost one where you want to bring Rizzo in.
I just could say,
snap it to him, let him go.
You've got Rosic and Rizzo in the backfield. It's not that hard to pick up sometimes.
Schaefer with a handoff, a 1st down and more by Mackenzie Long inside the 30.
Well,
nope, right at the 30 as a matter of fact, but more than enough for Richland Rams 1st down, perhaps heading to their 2nd score of the night. 45 seconds left to go here in the 1st quarter.
Honestly, I did not talk to Coach Brandon about what he was going to call today, but it's making me look good. Between the tackles, power football against this Ranger team, and that's what they're pulling off so far.
Schaefer takes the snap, quick handoff again, this time to Luke Rosich, and Rosich only gets back to the line of scrimmage, so a good defensive effort that time by Forest Hills. One of the tacklers that you see there on your screen is Dustin Oler.
So Forest Hills getting a little bit stronger. That defensive series looked like almost the same play Going twice. Let's see what
Second
Richland
and
decides
10.
to do.
Back to
Look
pass.
out.
Schaefer, he's in trouble. Lets it go. It is.
Oh, a great.
complete!
Oh, my.
Stepping right in front of the defender is Zach Solarczyk. The defender on the play was Jared Shope. He waited and waited. It was a little bit short, but that actually worked out well. It gave Solarczyk, that is, a chance to step in front.
The offensive player always has the advantage when that happens. When the ball is thrown short, he knows what's happening better than the defensive player does. Great adjustment by Solarczyk.
Let's watch that one again. You see the ball get away and a step in, and what a catch. What a catch by Zach Solarczyk. All right, the first quarter has come to an end. We are at G.H. Miller Stadium on the campus of Forest Hills High School. And the score, Richland 7, Forest Hills nothing. You're watching Atlantic Broadband's Game of the Week. All right, we've come back here just to see what the official All right, there was a penalty there, so we can't have an end on a defensive penalty, which it was against Forest Hills. And so now, with goal to go from about the point after line, let's see what Richland does. They may take it up to 13 here. Schaefer, the quarterback, is going to run it himself, and he's in. Touchdown.
He's in. Wow.
So we're going to add some more points to the scoreboard for Richland here at the end of the first quarter as they take a 13-0 lead. And in the case of that particular first quarter, and my desire to see it come to an end, as Yogi said, ain't over till it's over. And now, after this point after attempt by Nick Dayton, it'll be over. Snap, kick. Let's make it 14-0 in favor of the Richland Rams. Now we have the first quarter in the books with the score Richland 14, Forest Hills nothing. You're watching Atlantic Broadband's Game of the Week.
Hi.
Hi. Patience. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
When you think of our national forests, you think of the wonders of nature, wood for our homes, or scenic beauty. You may not think of the water you drink, but our forests help replenish our rivers and streams during dry times and keep our lakes and reservoirs clean. But those forests are being devastated by disease and fire. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests. Visit arborday.org. See how together we can plant our future.
Welcome back to G.H. Miller Stadium. We're in beautiful downtown Sidman.
Right? It's beautiful. I tell you what, I love this area out there. The big festival ready to start this weekend across the street, and just a great place to be here for the opening week of football, high school football here in the Laurel Highlands.
All right, kicking off for Richland, it'll be Nick Dayton, who has 2 extra points to his credit already as we get underway here in quarter number 2. Dayton has the kick away. Line drive, that one's going to go deep, but it is flagged down back there by Sharif Blow. And Sharif is out over the 20-yard line to about the 25 or so.
Sharif Blow, just a freshman.
Yeah,
back there.
I'll tell you what, that's a daring little play, because if you happen to touch that and it bounces back out into the field of play, of course it's a live ball and Richland can recover and go from there. But he made a decision. He stuck with it. He held on to the ball and returned it rather nicely, thank you. Took you from about the 3-yard line out to about the, let's call that the 25. Can't beat it.
I watched this young man play junior high last year. Tell you what, just a freshman this year, give him a few years, he's going to be something to watch out there on the the G.H. Miller Field here for sure.
All right, Forest Hills with their third possession of the evening, so far scoreless.
Look out,
Gadola,
pressure again.
Good pressure, and he kind of goes down on his own that time. Right around the general vicinity, John Rizzo. And there you see John as he puts the pressure on, and that was, I'll tell you what, I guess maybe that last hit that Gadola had's making him think twice about that.
Oh, I would too after watching what Ben Verhosek did to him. But you know, Richland is able to apply pressure to Gadola out here, and he is a great quarterback out there, very seasoned, a veteran guy. But you know, when you're running around trying to make things happen, it just makes it that more difficult.
Absolutely. All right, it is second down and 11, loss of 1 that time for Gadola. And he's back to pass, looking downfield. He can't see over the line, and he's going to have to run it and be brought down back at the original line of scrimmage. I think really, you know, and that's amazing too, Cal, for as big as Gadola is, 6'4". I think he lost track of his receiver there who was coming across, which I think was Austin Daniel.
And I tell you, he's taken a lot of hits so far this game. A lot of hits. And you hear them talking about this in the professional level, you know, especially with Ben and some of his quarterbacks,
Yeah.
Michael Vick, taking a lot of hits early on. Gadola has taken a lot of hits so far tonight.
Absolutely.
And, you know, but he's a veteran. He's not going to get gun shy out there. He's not going to be worried about anything. He's been here, done that. So,
all right, big third down here. And we got a timeout by Forest Hills again. Yep, Coach Bailey not going to be happy. He's down to 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. 10:23 left to go in a 14-0 lead for the Richland Rams. There you see teeny tiny boy there.
there you see it, the Pizza Deli 6-pack. Kick off the season right with a delicious treat from Pizza Deli 6-pack at the corner of Franklin and Haynes Street in Johnstown. Enjoy Basil's famous hot sausage sandwich for $2.95 or a large 16-inch one-topping pizza for only $7.75. While enjoying the game, bite into a delicious 19-inch Philly cheesesteak sub for just $9.75. It's all part of the delicious football special you'll find at the Pizza Deli 6-pack in Johnstown. Proud to be part of the Game of the Week's 13th season. 13 seasons, Dave.
A 19-inch Philly cheesesteak, I think that is bordering on obscene.
That's
obscenely good.
Obscenely good. I'd say you better not say obscenely big because I can eat that. I mean, come on.
Well, that's a snack for you. Jeez.
I tell you, the food down there just so good. Everything they make, they seem to be one of those places that they have some specialties.
Yep.
But I think everything they make is good.
No doubt. No doubt. I totally agree. I enjoy my stops at the Pizza Deli 6-pack. All right. It is a big third down. Third down and 9. Gadola
Look out.
in trouble. Rizzo
Again.
has him around the waist. There's your waist lock takedown from wrestling. Executed perfectly by one Mr. Rizzo.
Here's our question of the day. How many
do you turn on
broadcasters
the,
does it take to turn on a light?
Wait a minute. Okay, we got the power cord coming in here. It's in the middle.
In the middle. Mike Mastovich,
There
the
it is.
Tribune Democrat. Thank you very much, Mike, for
Mike-
all of your assistance.
Mike knows everything.
He's a
Don't
veteran.
you? Tell you what.
Boy,
Love that Mastovich guy. Be sure
Oh.
to read the Tribune Democrat and catch up with Mike.
That's right. 4th down and 4th and 13. Oh, and we have
And
flags.
a high snap and a flag.
Oh.
It's not even going to be kicked at this point. As we look at the head official.
I'm joined up here by Bonnie Kidd from the Richland Athletic.
Having trouble with his mic. Forest Hills, of
Forest
all
Hills.
things, ends up getting
Wow.
called for a false start.
Wow. Just not a good start to this game for Forest Hills.
Frying pan into the fire here. And once again, back to that field position thing, it gets further and further in the favor of the Rams.
And you've got a Richland team that is, you know, momentum's on their side. You do not want to give them great field position.
Shope standing at about his 4-yard line.
Nice
gets
kick.
a good one away. It'll hit at the 48. It's dropped.
Oh.
Wow. Good special teams work that time by
Kyle
Sean Dell.
Yep, and Kyle Flick was able to get on top of that. Last year as a freshman, he might have been a little bit worried and tried to do something he couldn't do. That time he knew just get on the ball. Get on the ball, and that's veteran after 1 year. It's hard to call a sophomore veteran, but he is, you know.
Yeah. And you love it when a sophomore is a veteran.
Oh, yeah.
As a coach.
You know, last year
you have 3 more years of this to go.
In basketball, he started on the basketball team a lot. He's going to be a veteran there. He was just one of those rare freshman athletes that gets moved up and plays a lot and contributes a lot. And I know Coach Bailey's going to be happy to have him for quite a few years.
All right, 1st and 10. Once again, Richland in Forest Hills territory just to start the drive. Not that far to go, 49 yards, and there have been some dandies ripped off so far. Back to our original.
Look out, all by himself, oh my!
Touchdown, goodbye. Say hello to 6 points, Kyle Flick.
Kyle Flick.
What
Wow.
a pass from Nico Pecora. Nico let it fly, and I'll tell you what, I don't know, I'm not sure how you get that wide open. But you love it when it happens.
Something happened out there, and I talked about this guy early on that, you know, he's got the speed. Once he gets open, it's, you know, he's going to go to the house. Well, left open like that, I could have went to the house. Hey, I might have got tired by around the 20-yard line, but I'd have made it.
All right, point after time for Richland and Nick Dayton. And the kick is up, and
good.
It is good.
Wow.
All right, Richland jumps out to a 21-0 lead. First play from that possession for Richland, revealing a big one. Let's watch that one again. It was so good the first time, I think it deserves a replay.
Yeah, let's break this down now. We see Flick, number 8, going way out far right, and there is nobody within 5 yards of him right now. Nobody's picking him up. There's just nobody over there, I don't think.
Wow.
Here comes the motion man.
Right.
And there was nothing.
Nope, absolutely nothing.
You know, there may have been a man back deep, but you cannot give Flick any room. You've got to stick with him. He's a crafty kid. He's quick. You know, shoo.
All right, a big 21-0 Richland lead here. Somewhat unexpected. Expected that maybe Richland would be able to, you know, dominate the game a bit on the offensive side, but not hold Forest Hills to just absolutely nothing. They haven't, except for that opening drive, Cal, not really had much success with the running game.
That's what is surprising me. I knew Richland.
Forest Hills, that is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I knew they would put points on the board. Richland, I did not think it would be like this.
All right, 9:15 left to go in the second quarter or the first half, depending on how you want to view it. And another kickoff off the leg of one Nick Dayton.
Well, he's got a decent leg on him.
And that one taken again by Sharif. And Sharif, wow, gets out to about the, let's call that one the 26.
Yeah, he's coming off the field just with a little bit of a limp there.
I don't know if that may be a shoe issue.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I tell you,
because I saw him reaching back. No, I think you're probably right. It seems as though he is having a problem there.
Trainer's getting over to him. You can see what an athlete he is, though. You know, it comes out. That's 2 nice returns for the freshman. Once again, I say it with emphasis, freshman, and you don't see that a lot up here at Forest Hills.
But I'll tell you what, 5'9", 150 pounds. He also plays corner. And I can imagine that that's going to be an ongoing big plus for head coach Don Bailey. All right, Forest Hills needs some points here.
Yes, they
Yadula with a handoff out over the 25 to about the 30. And what Rizzo, I think, grabbed the face mask that time of one Shondell.
Anytime you see someone spin around like that, that could be the case.
Now, if they only had a quarterback of the name of Tommy James, because then you have Tommy James and the Shondell. So, all right, sorry. Had to go there.
Oh, Dave. I'm not old enough to remember that.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows Crimson and Clover over and over.
Oh, okay. Now I know who they are.
There you go. Attaboy. All right, they marked this one off, and it's a big one because of the face mask out to the 44. So, Forest Hills with some of the best field position they've had now since early on in the football game. Let's see if they can take advantage of it, because if they can take a little of this momentum away on the next possession, let's say they score here. If they can keep Richland at bay on the next possession.
Before halftime,
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And it's quick handoff to Sean Dell once again. Dell stays on his feet. That is a nice effort. He was tripped up there, or at least attempted, by Luke Schertzer, and was able to keep going, and he ends up picking up, geez, almost 6 yards on that, Cal.
I tell you what, he did a nice job. He had that classic put the arm down to keep your balance after he was hit the first time. And, that's what you teach him in camp. That's what you go over for 2 weeks. And he did a nice job on that. And that's a big pickup for Forest Hills. They need to put a few of these together now.
Shondell is a junior, so you have another season of him to watch here at Forest Hills. Gadola with 2 sidecars in the shotgun.
Look out.
Back to pass, gets a rip, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it out there for Jared Shope.
Oh, he had big Derek Crawford up in his grill there, coming in real fast, and he jumped at the last moment. So I think Gadola wanted to put a little bit extra on there, and just ended up overthrowing his receiver.
Good defense, though, out there.
Yeah.
As good coverage once again from Richland.
And once again, a big play, and now all of a sudden, again, it's 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
We've seen that how many times out here tonight where they may pick up on first down, nothing on a second down, or a loss on a second down. It brings up a 3rd and 5 in position where they're in punting position if it comes to be 4th down.
All right, big 3rd down play for the Rangers. The fans on this side of the field stomping in the stands, making the noise. And it's a reverse.
Oh,
it's
pass!
Gonna be a throw.
If it's
and
there,
the
it's a
pass
touchdown.
Is complete.
No,
it's
you may
down
catch
to the
them.
20, 15, 10, inside the 10-yard line. The gadget play works as the pass is complete to DJ Berkey from Jared Shope, and the Rangers have themselves a 1st and goal.
A little razzle-dazzle from Don Bailey. We expect that from Brandon.
Yeah.
That's probably part of Brandon's everyday playbook, but you don't see Coach Don Bailey doing that too often, and boy, today catch Richland off guard. Look at how wide open he is. Good job, though, by Stolarczyk to track him down so he does not get in the end zone. Going to make Forest Hills put it in from about the 6.
All right, 7.5 left to go here in the first half. A 21-0 Richmond lead, but the Rangers knocking on the door. Gadola with a lot of guys behind him. The handoff going that time to Sean Dell, and Dell gets inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line, where it will be 2nd and goal for the Rangers.
Boy, and this is big for the Rangers. They need to put the ball in the end zone right here. But what a big stand it would be for Richland if they can keep Forest Hills out of the end zone. This may be the
that's enough to
series
deflate
of the game.
your balloon.
Oh, that would be devastating for Forest Hills. So this is going to be the 4-play series of the game so far.
This says a lot, too. I mean, I think Coach Bailey wants this to be decided as far as a rush goes. And you have something to prove here if you're Forest Hills. Let's see if they can. Gadola is going to roll to his right, now turn it upfield. He'll get back inside the original line of scrimmage. Let's give him a gain of a yard and call it 3rd down and goal from the 3. But so far, this is not quite working the way that the Rangers would like.
No, I don't think he picked anything up on that. Maybe half a football. But, if you're Richland, you're up 21 against the mighty Rangers. You've got a goal line stand here.
At their place.
At their place in a packed field here on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
With everything going on, the excitement of the first game. And you want to make this stop. This is big for the Richland Rams. If they can hold them here, this is a season-setting goal line stand right off the bat in your first game of the year.
All right. Big 3rd down. And we got a whistle and a timeout called by Richland.
Nope, Forest Hills, I believe.
Forest Hills. Okay, that'll be their last timeout. No, it is Richland.
Okay, Richland.
I thought he was pointing that way, and that's who he was pointing to. 5:51 left to go here in the first half. Forest Hills knocking on the door. Brandon Bailey needs some time. What do we got from FX?
FX Screen Printing is the home of promotional products at 1700 Bedford Street in Johnstown. FX Screen Printing offers quality screen printing and embroidery services for individuals, companies, and schools. They have what you need for every occasion and events you can imagine. From t-shirts and hoodies to coffee mugs and more, FX Screen Printing is the home of promotional products. Call FX Screen Printing for your next promotion at 814-266-2719. And I can tell you, I personally use those, FX Screen Printing, for school and some different things. I know a bunch of teachers, we went down and got some shirts, and very fast turnaround.
And professional, too.
Oh, beautiful. We get our coats and gear from them, and couldn't be happier with the work that they do, and they do great work. I know we sent a hat over and to do some things, and the intricate work, beautiful. Just the details, amazing. So give our friends at FX Screen Printing a call. You will be amazed at the quality of their work. And like I said, there's no
Speed.
6-8 week wait.
Yeah.
It's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, they don't have to send it to China and have them do it over there.
They do a great job right off the bat, and I tell you, I'm very happy.
All right. This is a big one for Forest Hills. It is 3rd down, and the scoreboard says 4 to go, but I'm going to say 3.
All right. This is a big
because
play.
It's right around the point after hash.
And if they don't make it here, looking ahead, does Dawn go for it? Big question. Here we go.
I would. It's important, I think. All right. Man in motion. Gadola calls it out. And the handoff goes to Jared Shope. He's caught in the backfield. What a defensive move. And a great tackle back there by Derek Crawford.
I'd say it. I'm kicking. You've got to get some points out of this. If you go down to the 3-yard line and get nothing out of it whatsoever, the emotional toll it's going to take on your team is tremendous. If you have a decent kicker, I would try and get 3 out of this at least. At least you're coming away with some points,
and
cutting into that lead
do.
a little bit. Yep.
And that decent kicker would be Scott George.
Oh, Scott George, he's got a big leg. I remember him from last year.
Yes, he is back. So holding the football for him will be Jared Shope. Rangers trying to get their first points of the evening. Spots down, kicks up, and the kick is good. All right, 5:04 left to go in the first half, and the score, Richland 21, Forest Hills 3. And so a bit of a moral victory, although not quite, I don't think, what Coach Bailey would have wanted there.
No.
You wanted the touchdown. You really, you threw that one little gadget play in there, and Richland's able to stop you, but inside the 10, you can't get it in.
No, you know what? You got to put that in if you're Forest Hills, especially down 21-0 already. I give the victory on that one to Richland.
No doubt.
And remember, this is a team that is hungry for a victory up here at Forest Hills. A lot of pressure put on this team, I think, so far, and the season hasn't even started, from people in the football circle saying, this has got to be the year. This is the year they've got Rizzo's a senior. This is the year those sophomores have had some time to mature. I think all the pressure in the world was on Coach Brandon Bailey coming up here today, and so far his Rams have responded.
All right, and set to kick off once again is Scott George after getting the field goal.
And it's going to be Flick and Luke Rosich back deep for the Rams.
All right. Important here for Forest Hills to keep Richland off the board.
Oh, they've got to hold them. Ideally 3 and out to try and get the ball back with any bit of time and any field position left to put some more points on the board.
Definitely in need of a good special teams play.
Mm-hmm.
And up to kick the ball is Mr. George, and that one is a touchback. So Scott answers the call there, and it will be no better than the 20-yard line for the starting point for the Rams. They've had some pretty good starting position here of late.
Yeah.
I mean, you had that 49-yard line, 1-play touchdown.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Looks like we'll be rotating Rizzo back in again as we see John in the backfield.
Big thing is the Rams have to go 80.
Let's see. Actually, Nico's out there as well.
Yep.
So it's going to be Nico who is flanked by John Rizzo. Not a bad guy to be flanked by.
And Rosich behind you.
Shotgun. And the handoff goes to Rizzo. Rizzo turns it upfield. He'll get to about the 25-yard line. So it's a gain of 5 and a second down and 5 for Richland.
As long as Richland controls the ball in its last 4:48, they don't have to score. I think Coach Brandon Bailey is going to be pretty content going in up 21-3. He'll take some points if he can get them. But what he wants to do is control the football, control the clock. Take some time off perhaps. Don't let Forest Hills get a chance to cut this to an 11-point game or perhaps a 10-point game before halftime.
And there's no hurry up going on really with Richland right now. It's just a bit of a delay, and the play clock down to 5 on that snap.
Oh, lots of running
Handoff
room.
goes this time to Luke Rosich. Rosich first down and more out over the 35 to about the 37-yard line, maybe as far as the 38. Let's see where they mark it. And it is the 38-yard line, so it's a gain of 13.
Rosich is a lot quicker than I imagined. I know he's a big, strong kid. I didn't know he was that quick. And he came off that handoff showing flashes of some real good speed. And look at the strength. It's going to take all you have to bring down Rosich and Rizzo.
It took 3 of the Rangers to bring him down. Clock rolls after the running play. Down to 4 minutes left to go in the first half. As you see in the screen, a 21-7 Richland Rams lead. Quick handoff goes to Rizzo. Rizzo turns it upfield. He's got wide open green spaces in front of him. He's down to the 20. He's in. Touchdown, John Rizzo.
The big man can rumble, can he?
He certainly can at 6'1", 235. That is going to catch the attention of more than just other high school football teams in Western Pennsylvania, that's for sure.
Wow, the big man can run. There is no doubt about it. You look
nice
at his
little
size.
bit of a delay there, just enough to make that opening. And once John got through that opening, as you say, for that size,
he's got great eyes.
Yeah,
he sees everything out there. He's done that since he was young out here playing, and he's continuing to.
Point after attempt is up, and
good.
It just sneaks over the crossbar, but it is good. And here you go. There's John again running the ball.
Wow.
As you see that cut.
Look, he puts the ball on the outside hand.
Yeah.
Good move, John. Wow.
And he is gone all by his lonesome to make it a 27-3 game. The point after attempt is good.
28-3. Who would have thought?
28-3. Now there is a lot of pressure on Forest Hills to
the
get
pressure
points
is
on
now
the board.
there. It is now there. I came to this game telling a lot of people Richland by two touchdowns. I thought they had a chance to win this one based on their size. Didn't think it was going to start off this way. But you know what? You could never rule a Forest Hills team out, especially up here at G.H. Miller Field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Many teams have come in here and jumped out to a little bit of a lead and found themselves afterwards not so happy. So I think one of Coach Brandon Bailey's things to do at halftime here, and unfortunately, he left a lot of time on the clock. But one of his things he's got to do is tell kids, don't take the foot off the gas.
Yes.
You got to keep going because this is a great football team across the way.
All right, let's see what happens here with the kickoff. As we have a Forest Hills possession that could be the big one of the night, although you have to look at what just happened there. Richland pointing out a little bit of a disparity between the two clubs, and certainly on the speed side of things.
Wow.
Not that there isn't anybody with speed on Forest Hills side of the football, but
we haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
I mean, the best
it.
thing that we've been able to see from the Rangers, DJ Berkey, who had that good return. Let's see if he can have another here as he takes it at the 5, 10, 15, 20, turns, upfield, 30, 35, 40. Nice return.
Nice return.
That's big. DJ Berkey with a return for Forest Hills.
That's what Forest Hills needed right now. A nice return. They've got plenty of time, 3:34 on the clock, to get something started. They've just got to string these offensive plays together, put the positive ones together, and move down the field, because they really haven't done a nice job moving down the field offensively. They've been aided by penalties and the such, but you got to give credit to this Richland defense. What about both kickers in this game?
Yes.
When's the last time you saw both kickers put them inside the 5-yard line consistently?
Yeah, and that's always a big plus.
Oh, huge.
That is always a big plus.
Ernie Fetzer once told me, and he did a statistical breakdown of the teams that had kickers that put them inside the 20 and the resulting scores, and it was astronomical how many times they didn't score if you made them start from the 20.
About the 43-yard line, it's a pass play, and it is complete as Gadula throws for a first down. Jared Shope.
Nice job by Jared Shope out there to gain those extra yards in the first down. Yeah, he was wide open. They gave him a big cushion. I think that's a respect cushion. Shope, one of the better receivers in Laurel Highlands, but they didn't close down right away, and Shope was able to pick up maybe 5 yards after the first hit.
Absolutely. Ends up picking up a total of 15 on the play. And that's first down and 10 for the Rangers inside Richland territory. And the clock rolling with 3:14 left to go here in the first half. Don't want to make it happen
Look
too
out.
fast.
Look out.
Gadola's in trouble.
He
He'll be
fumbles the
brought
football.
down. He was carrying
It's
it out there
scooped
like
up.
a loaf of bread. It's live. And
Wow.
scooping it up for Richland was Mackenzie Long, and Long gets down inside the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 26. Wow.
Wow. And I tell you, I did not get the number of the hit. Who put the hit on him out here to cause the fumble? I thought it was Ben Verhosek, but I'm not sure. I'll find out here, Dave.
All right. And here it is, Cal. You get to see. And, oh, the camera kind of jumped away there in a hurry. So we didn't quite catch the number. But,
and a personal foul to boot. That was Ben Verhosek who made the hit. How big a game has Ben having?
And Ethan Hendrickson with a big effort from his guards position to come back and make the tackle.
Okay, that's going to be a sideline. I believe we called a sideline warning against Richland. And that's going to move the football back.
Okay. Still, though. Yeah, you're at the 41-yard line of Forest Hills, and you got just under 3 minutes, 2:59 to be exact.
Yeah.
We'll have to go here in the first half.
Wow.
Another big opportunity for Richland. Already kind of dominating this game, up by 25.
Yeah, if you're Forest Hills, you have got to hold them here.
No doubt.
Cannot allow them to get any points.
All right, what started out and seemed to be pretty good going there for Forest Hills falls by the wayside, and Justin Gadula having his problems.
And if you're Richland, this might be the time to throw something fancy out there. I'm just putting it out there, Dave.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
All right. See what happens. In there at quarterback this time around, it is Matt Schaefer. We had a number of different looks. We had the direct snaps to Rizzo. We had Nico Pecora in as quarterback, making a big completion earlier, and this time Schaefer is in, and lots of discussions going on here after that penalty called against Richland. And now both teams go back into their huddles.
Yeah, you always want to be huddled up in that. You don't want to come up to the line and show your formation or anything like that. You want to be back there with three guys discussing what's going on. We, as coaches, we always told them, get back in the huddle. Stay in the huddle.
Kyle Flick coming in there with the play for Richland. Now the huddles start to break up. Mike Resnick is the winner of tonight's game ball. So congratulations, Mike. Enjoy your game ball. At quarterback, it is Matt Schaefer. Schaefer takes, what a quick handoff, but hey, that doesn't matter. In there quickly for Forest Hills is Shondell.
Shondell, your favorite.
Yep.
He was in there. It's like he was in the huddle. Knew it was coming, was able to get past his guy. Nice job wrapping up, too. Open field tackling can be tough. And that was basically an open field tackler. He's one-on-one with the running back. He did a really nice job. Like I said, Richland, no hurry right here, I don't think, to get going. They have plenty of time.
All right, it is a loss of 4 and a second down and 14 for Richland, but the clock is rolling. 2:24 left to go in the first half. Quick look at the wristband by Schaefer, and there's the snap. Quick handoff to Rizzo. Rizzo turns it upfield, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, plus a little bit more, as this will bring up a third down and somewhat short.
Yeah, I tell you, Rizzo runs downhill so well.
And a little bit of bad news for the Rams as Adam Rager is down on the field.
And
I think maybe it's Rager. It may not be. It could be Haymaker.
Or Denini. I'm not sure. I can't get a number. It looks like it could be a cramp, though. And I was going to talk about that.
Time of the year, to be sure. I mean, a lot of humidity out here tonight.
Yeah, I'd say it's a hot day for football. Camp was not especially hot this year.
No.
You know, we beat the heat. Camp came in after that big heat wave. It was beautiful, and so these guys are just getting used to this. Hey, the Pizza Deli six-pack can kick your season off right with a delicious treat. Pizza Deli at the corner of Franklin and Haynes Street in Johnstown. Enjoy Basil's famous hot sausage sandwich for $2.95 or a large 16-inch one-topping pizza for only $7.75. While you're enjoying the game, bite into a delicious 19-inch Philly cheesesteak sub for just $9.75. It's all part of the delicious football special you'll find at the Pizza Deli six-pack in Johnstown. Proud to be part of the Game of the Week 13th season. And Dave, I can say I'm proud to be part of the Game of the Week's 13th season.
Oh, me too.
I've been here football 12 seasons, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Coming out here and
that'd make you the elder statesman, wouldn't it now?
Greg Banks and I have been around a lot. It's just great to come out here.
Especially Banks.
Yeah, Greg, yeah, he's older in dirt. But to do what Atlantic Broadband does for these athletes, I know what the athletes think when they see themselves on TV and how they feel when their game is going to be game of the week.
Sure.
And such a credit to Atlantic Broadband to be able to continue doing this for these athletes, because they really, truly look forward to it. They get the DVDs, and it's a memory for a lifetime.
All right, we're going to call it 3rd down and 4. And the snap to Schaefer. He's going to run with it. Will he get the first down? He's short.
Yeah, he's not going to get it.
He will not get the first down, so nice defensive series here by the Rangers.
Now here's the question. Did you go? He's at the 30-ish.
4th down and a couple.
I give it to Rizzo. I go for it.
Yeah.
You know, you've been able to hold Forest Hills. The clock is ticking. It's going to be, close to a minute to go. Take a chance.
Yeah.
I think they're going to. I don't see a punter out there unless Rizzo can punt too, which I wouldn't doubt at this point.
He also drives the bus to the games. All right, Rizzo calls the signal, snapped right to him. Will he get it? Yes, and more. As he turns inside, it could be a touchdown. It is.
Oh, my.
John Rizzo with another touchdown for Richland as they go up by a score of 34-3 after that.
Wow. Who would have thunk it?
John Rizzo can take the DVD of tonight's game and put that together in what would be, for some players, a whole season's worth of highlights.
The big man rolls. That's all I'm telling you. He's got such great vision and footwork for a big back. We saw that when Jerome Bettis played for Pittsburgh, he was one of those big guys. He talked about his footwork and how well he was able to move, and Rizzo reminds me of that a lot.
All right, Nick Dayton puts it up and through, and it makes it a 35-3 Richland Rams lead. So the son is taking it to the father here as far as the coaches go. And I don't think that it's anything about being out-coached. By the way, here's a touchdown again on the direct snap to Rizzo. And as you can see, I mean, nice blocking there as well.
Oh, yeah.
And the only player that could have caught Rizzo was the corresponding number 5, Jared Shope, and he just couldn't keep up with him.
No.
He could not, keep this in mind, he could not keep up with a 6'1", 235-pound running back.
Well, the kid's a specimen.
He is.
He's a beast. And he, like I said earlier, he looks like he has slimmed down a little bit. I'm sure he has just turned everything into more muscle.
Absolutely.
He's still 235. He's turned everything into muscle, so that just makes it a lot tougher. And I've watched this kid run. I coached back in junior high and was able to watch him play. And he's one of those kids that you watched and said, yeah. He's going to be something. And then you go over and check his birth certificate and all that kind of stuff to make sure he's not a sophomore out there playing against your 8th grade.
The Danny Almonte syndrome.
But he is just that kind of a kid, and a nice kid too. I've got to say that. Very well-spoken, polite, and all these athletes out here that I get to meet. That's one thing I can say that these coaches and school districts do, that they're a great group of kids. So, but a minute 12 to go, 35-3, and Forest Hills now. What do you do? Minute 12 left. You've got to try and get something going. You hope for a good return again. But
one thing you don't want to do is turn it over one more time.
No. You've got to be sure of everything out there. Don't take any extra chances.
All right, let's see what happens here. A new kicker out there for the Rams, and it's Sean Graham who kicks that one away.
Short kick
picked up at the 28-yard line, out over the 35 to about the 37. So a handy little 10-yard return that time for the Rams, Zach Pincus. And so Zach gets it out there. And let's see what the Rangers will do. Minute 8 left to go. It really is enough time to pull something off. Let's see if they can. I mean, their biggest gaining play was a reverse gadget play, as you had the option eventually thrown by Shope to Berkey. And that is the longest play from scrimmage. And unfortunately, if you're a Rangers fan, Berkey was unable to make it to the end zone.
Yeah, because then Richland had the big goal line stand. I think we're going to see an offside here.
Absolutely. Sneaking up, trying to get a little bit of an advantage is Merriman.
Yeah. If you're Richland, minute 8, Your main goal out here for a minute 8 is not commit a penalty, not let anyone get behind you.
Yep.
2 things. That's all he asks of you. You know, let them rip off 5-6 yards because the clock is in your favor.
Yeah, if there was a time for the prevent, this would be it.
I hate the prevent.
I know. I do too.
It prevents you from keeping
winning.
the other team
It
from
prevents
scoring.
you from winning most of the time. Here's Gadullo back to pass. It is complete. That'll be good for a first down.
Nice
It's
move.
Berkey with a good move.
Nice move.
Inside Richland territory and not taken down until he gets to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, that's not what you wanted. You don't want to let him get behind. Now, Berkey, Richland had a man out there defending well, had a man in position to make the tackle. Berkey makes an outstanding move. A little bit of a swim move, gets around him, is able to pick up big yards. That changes the whole complexion now from that minute 8 to 59 seconds where, okay, now you got to buckle the chin straps up and not let them get that 5 to 6 because they're going to score on you.
Berkey showing a little senior experience there to be sure. Gadullo back to pass. Throws to his right. It is complete to Shope. Shope will get down close to another first down. And quite a pull down that time.
Shope's
almost
down.
a double leg by Sean Graham. And
Shope is down, so
Shope stays down.
Another missed tackle that time by Richland. That's 2 missed tackles on 2 plays. You see what Forest Hills has changed up. They've taken away that deep drop by Gadula that allows Richland more time to get the rush on. They've gone back to a simpler 3-step drop with a quick out, and that way he's able to get rid of the football before Richland's able to put pressure on him. That's what Richland was doing so well defensively, was putting the pressure on Gadula, blowing up the pass plays. Now that he's getting rid of the ball quickly, and strongly, by the way. He's got a rocket for an arm. Forest Hills is now able to move the football, and I think we're going to see a lot of that in the second half.
All right, we wish the best for Mr. Shope down there. Jared with a nice gain and unable to get back up after he was tackled. So both teams retreat to their respective sidelines. Do want to tell you about our friends at FX Screen Printing, the home of promotional products at 1700 Bedford Street in Johnstown. FX Screen Printing, offering quality screen printing and embroidery services for individuals, companies, and schools, like Cal told us about. They have what you need for every occasion and any event you can imagine. So drop by. T-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, more. FX Screen Printing, the home of promotional products. Call FX for your next promotion. 266-2719. Tack on an area code of 814. 266-2719.
I love my hoodie, by the way.
I utilized, we got Game of the Week hoodies last year after much whining by yours truly. So
I wasn't going to say that, Dave.
My new play is for coffee mugs.
Oh,
so.
Retire.
Huh?
Retire.
Retire?
I love my hoodie and my parka, and they're beautiful, and they get the job done. As Shope gets off the field limping considerably, though. And that would be a big blow to Forest Hills.
No doubt that his left leg is giving him a big problem right now. Hopefully that's something that, as Cal said, is not a long-term kind of an effect on him. All right, Gadula. Quick drop again. Lets it go. Berkey catches it. Will he get a first down? Yes. And he'll be tripped up and falls. No, he stays inbounds according to the referee.
Well,
they have to move the sticks, so they'll stop the clock for that. 37 3/10 seconds left to go. 1 timeout remaining for the Rangers.
I really like what Gadula is doing now. I like the play calling where it's quick, 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 not giving Richland that time to get into the backfield.
Okay, they're going to put 3 seconds on the clock at this point, so apparently it did roll him out of bounds. And they reset the game clock to 40.
All right, and quick work by our score clock operator so early in the season.
35-3, Richland with the lead, heading toward the end of the first half, and Forest Hills trying to make something happen, something they dearly need. Gadula's sacked again. Wow.
Zach Hanley.
Did Hanley get in there quickly or what?
And, you know, he did, because Gadula was really working hard in that 3-step drop. But, boy, he just came through there like a shot. I didn't see where he came from. That was how quick it was.
All right. Finally having to take that timeout that he's been hanging on to for quite a while is head coach Don Bailey. And he does so with a 2nd and 10 facing his team, and 27 6/10 seconds remaining in this first half of action. The opening contest for the Game of the Week on Atlantic Broadband. We're happy you're there. And coming up next week, we are going to see a good one coming up, as that one will feature, I had my schedule here. Where did I put it? We're doing Bishop Guilfoyle and McCourt.
Ooh.
That is coming up next week right here. That'll be your Game of the Week. Bishop Guilfoyle and McCourt. And that one will be simulcast on the Air Network via the internet.
I can tell you Bishop
live.
Up 21-0 on Central Cambria right now.
Wow. Guilfoyle plays Johnstown tomorrow night in
out.
Altoona.
Look out.
Gadola rolling to his right. Nobody open. Finally lets it go, I think, just to get rid of it. And there's Sharif. He thought he was interfered with as he tried to catch that ball, but...
And I tell you, Aaron Roth did something really nice out there as he was chasing Gadola. He didn't commit fully to Gadola. You notice he kept about 5 yards out and tried to run him out of bounds. The minute you commit to him, you know, lineman versus agile quarterback sometimes gives the agile quarterback a little bit of time to make a juke, reposition himself. He stayed back far enough that Gadola wasn't able to commit to anything and was able to push him far enough to the sideline where he had to finally throw the ball before he stepped out of bounds. So a lot of people don't pick up on that type of thing, but that is a nice play by that young man.
All right, this sets up a third down, and I guess that's goal because the rest of the sticks aren't up, so it's 3rd and goal, but the ball's at the 13.
Well,
sorry, I misread that.
Well, it was after that sack.
That's right.
The sack pushed him back.
All right, here we go, 3rd down and goal, and let's see what they come up with on this play. And they have 17.5 seconds, and
hey, we have an injured player for Richland coming out through the backfield here.
A couple of chances maybe.
Yeah, that's the hold up we have here.
Yeah, at the back of the end zone there. Trying to make the move over to the sidelines. Beautiful crowd on hand tonight. You always get one at Forest Hills.
Always.
But Richland travels very well, thank you.
And they're all glad they did. Listen to the Richland side of the field. If you heard that kind of noise from an opposing side at Forest Hills in a long time. There goes the Forest Hills side now.
All right, let's see if they can do anything. Gadola calls the signals. Berkey in motion to the right. Back to pass. Gadola fakes.
Fake. He better get rid of it.
And he's in trouble once again. Sacked.
And there, I tell you what, there's the man that made the big play last time I talked about, Aaron Roth. And now there's a flag. He made a nice play, and there's some emotion out there.
There's got to be some frustration on the Forest Hill side of the football on a number of levels. And we're down to
let's see what this penalty is.
2.6 seconds left to go, but let's check this out.
This could be a big penalty. Oh, and sportsmanlike against Forest Hills.
Yep. So the frustration costs them another 15, and about the only thing you could do now, I guess what.
They got George out there to kick. They had him out there to kick, but see,
that takes them up.
That takes them out of something very comfortable for him, I believe.
The sack on Gadola. Yeah. Let's stay with it, and he gets up and he goes after Rizzo.
Yeah, that takes George out of comfortable range to pretty darn long 50-yard range.
Yes, he'll be making if he makes this, he would be making a 49-yard field goal. Kick from the 39, spots down, kick is up, not long enough.
No, you can't run it back.
Yes, and that'll bring the first half to an end. Oof. What a first half for the Richland Rams. We are at Forest Hills High School, G.H. Miller Stadium. Your score at the half, Richland 35, Forest Hills 3. You're watching the Game of the Week on Atlantic Broadband.
When I close my eyes, I see the way this world shall be when we go walking in it. When the last child cries for a crust of bread, when the last man dies for just words that he said, when there's shelter over the poorest head.
Young lives need air.
It's better when you go outside because you can learn more. Look at worms in here!
Light. Water.
Planting. Rain will make it grow.
Food.
Well, what's in you is really what's around you.
Young lives need soil.
One by one.
One by one.
Moisture. Sun. Shade. Young lives need care, attention, and love to bloom and thrive. Bodies and minds grow better when they connect with nature every day. Open your door. Visit Nature Explore at arborday.org for the young lives in your life.
It has to do with the whole being outside thing.
3, 2, 1.
We're back at G.H. Miller Field at Forest Hills High School in Sidman, Pennsylvania. Game of the week, and a dominating first half by the Richland Rams, and they'll get the ball here to start the second half, Cal.
You want to talk about dominating rushing yards for the first half. Richland 231 yards, Forest Hills -7.
136 of those yards gained by one John Rizzo.
Yeah.
9 carries, 136 yards, and a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, he's had some average makers, that's for sure.
This one is kicked high but short, and it is taken inside around the 10, out over the 20, 25, 30, out to about the 37-yard line. A nice return that time by Kyle Flick.
Yep.
One of Cal's favorites.
I'll tell you what, the young sophomore is exciting to watch. And
yeah, he is. I remember from last season.
He's only going to get better. And boy, you know, I've been coming to games up here many years, never have seen a negative number from Forest Hills. So,
by the way, in the first half, here's one of the closest stats in the first half. First downs. Richland 10, Forest Hills 8.
Oh.
The thing is that Richland didn't need that many first downs.
Richland had a lot of big plays.
Yeah, the big play stuff will take that out of the equation.
Yep. Wow.
And there you go with Rizzo making the carry once again, and Rizzo gets out to the, let's call that the 43-yard line. So he gained 6.
It's you know, you see them on these first down plays picking up 5-6 yards at a clip. That's tough to defend when it becomes, you know, second and short, third and short.
Turn, the handoff this time would go to Luke Rosich. And Rosich has a first down out of midfield.
For all you hear about Brandon Bailey throwing the ball, throwing the ball, throwing the ball, how many times have Richland thrown the ball today?
Yeah, not that many.
Not often. They have found their niche in this running game here tonight against Forest Hills, and they are using it to their utmost advantage. And it just shows that, you know, Coach Bailey and this Richland program evolving and doing what it takes to win. And I really have to take my hat off to the play calling because they've done a tremendous job. And
you know, Schaefer and Pecora combined in the first half 3 for 5 passing.
Look at
that pass is complete. There's another completion. That'll be another first down as well for Richland as Kyle Flick does it again.
And I tell you, Richland is running offensive plays at will here. Let's face it, they're picking up big yardage every time. The only person to stop Richland so far has really been Richland, and that hasn't happened often as they put, you know, 35 points and a half against Forest Hills.
I'm starting to see a little bit of that. You look at the players on the field and you look at their posture on the field, and you're starting to see a little bit of the slumping shoulders here with Forest Hills.
And you're starting to see a little swagger from Richland.
Yeah, absolutely. And there goes Pecora rolling to his right. Flag in the play. The pass is incomplete. Almost tapped up for himself. A tip drill to himself by Zach Salarchik, but unable to come down with him. We'll see if this is a hold.
That went through
illegal
multiple.
shift
Illegal
is
shift.
The call against Richmond.
That ball went through multiple hands. So that was a tough throw to make into what looked to be double coverage.
And of course, the Rangers will take that penalty at this particular point. Anything to push the Rams back a little bit and give the Rangers a bit more breathing room.
Yeah, I tell you what, although, like we said, we've seen the Rams able to pick up big chunks of yardage, on some different types of plays. And I'm shocked they're picking up the big rushing yards. I knew
Yeah.
they would be able to pick up the 5, 6, the 3 in a cloud of dust type. I'm a little surprised they picked up the big plays that they have on the ground.
They just have some really fleet of foot type people.
Yep.
And one of those would be Luke Rosich. He gets the ball. He's going to get back to about the 40. That was almost a horse collar takedown there as being brought down by DJ Berkey. Was Luke Rosich.
And even on a play that doesn't look like it gains a lot, they still pick up positive yardage. And that's the thing. We're used to a Forest Hills team that really takes the air out of you, that knocks you back. We haven't seen Forest Hills get in on the quarterback yet today.
No, that's true.
Not once.
But everything happens rather quickly, too, with this offense.
Yeah, definitely.
When there is a quarterback there, which, the one series they ran with Rizzo, a quarterback. And here's Rizzo, the ball carrier, but not getting that much, stacked up in the center of the field. So that big run up the middle did not pay off that time, and that's going to set up a 4th down. Or is that third? Third, sorry.
Actually picks up almost 5, 6 yards, though.
He got about 5, yeah.
Yeah. So, how funny is it when we're talking in a game against Forest Hills defense, we say, oh, he doesn't pick up that much. He picks up 5. Any other, game up here we've done, 5 yards is a pretty decent gainer.
Big one here on a 3rd down and 8. Signals being barked at by Nico Pecora. And a quick look over to the sidelines. The play changes. And we'll see exactly what changes. Pecora flanked by Rizzo there to his right. Pecora quick release, incomplete. Pass intended for Ryan Fleming.
Yeah, Fleming didn't get to finish his route, and he just short-armed that a little bit. That's a long throw from that side of the field, and especially a long throw across the field.
Yeah, because you're going uphill and then downhill.
And it's a dangerous throw.
Yeah, it is.
If your D-back's on that and reading that well, that's a pick 6, and there's nothing you can do about it.
All right, setting up a 4th down and 8 now for the Rams. And it would appear as though they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I don't see a punt team out there.
Yep.
Now they are at the 35-ish, so it may be worth a gamble, especially with the big lead.
Yep. And Pecora lets it go toward the sideline, intercepted by Forest Hills. Nope. Yes, it is intercepted.
And that's one that you want to drop.
Yeah. Yeah, because
there's a loss of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 on that almost.
I hear you.
You want to drop that. You want the interception, and it's natural reaction for these players to intercept it. But you just want to drop that. That worked out better than a punt
for Richland, absolutely.
Because Forest Hills has had a great return game. They've been able to return everything. That's beautiful. That's better than, a kickoff in the end zone almost. So.
I'll tell you what, I understand where Austin is coming from. Austin Daniel, who was the defender who intercepted.
Right.
It's tough to get your mind around that. You're taught to intercept the ball whenever possible, and that's what he did.
Yeah, it's a natural instinct. And,
yes.
And, you've got to come down and remember that it's 4th down. You've got to remember that, it'll come out. And you're right. It's a tough thing to know, but, in the end, you've got to do it as we see Sharif on a nice pickup
wow.
there.
And Sharif is probably going to see the yeoman's amount of work here. I did not check, but Sean Dell, who was knocked down at the end of the first half and had to be assisted off the field, I don't even see him on the sidelines at this point, Cal.
Okay. Was that Sean Dell or Shope?
Oh, that's right.
And now we have
Jared Shope. Sorry,
we have some cramping out on the field.
And that's on the Richland side again. So we'll tell you about the Pizza Deli. They have such great food. Kick off the season right with a delicious treat from the Pizza Deli 6-pack at the corner of Franklin and Haines Street in Johnstown. Enjoy Basil's famous hot sausage sandwich, $2.95. Oh, my. Large 16-inch one-topping pizza, just $7.75. And here's the one that gets my attention, the 19-inch Philly cheesesteak sub, just $9.75 for 19 inches of total deliciousness, if there is such a thing. And there is. It's only at the Pizza Deli 6-pack. All part of the delicious football specials at the Pizza Deli 6-pack in Johnstown. Proud to be a part of the Game of the Week's 13th, count 'em, season.
Have you ever had their hot sausage?
Yes, I have.
It just melts in your mouth.
Yes.
I'm getting hungry, and I'm sitting here. And once
Yeah,
again,
and you have a buffet behind you.
We've got to thank the people from Forest Hills. They
Absolutely.
It's such an outstanding group of people up here. I said time and time again, and they have put out a spread to beat anything. And once again, thank. And I want to personally wish Ray Rakowski a happy retirement. He's enjoying his first year of retirement, and great guy for sports in our area. So thanks, Ray, for everything that you have done for us.
And that's Oler, the ball carrier.
Verhosek on a tackle. Boy, Big Ben has had a nice game so far.
Yeah.
And Forest Hills, they're not going to be able to go 3 yards in a cloud of dust here. They're going to have to start picking up some big yards in a hurry, as we're down to under 8 minutes here in the third. And I usually don't say it so early in a game, but they're down 35-3.
John Oler, then obviously your replacement for Jared Shope. Back to Pascagoula. Pass is complete to Berkey, and DJ falls forward. Not enough, though. Still going to be a couple yards short, but it will be third down and short.
DJ Berkey having a nice game out there. He seems to be a real sure receiver out there. Good hands. You know, a lot of kids would have, that hit was coming quick.
Yes.
You saw the players coming. A lot of players sometimes take their eyes off it, do different things. He's focused on that football. He's pulling it in. He's not worried about getting hit. He does a nice job tucking the football and leaning forward. And that's been a highlight here for Forest Hills so far.
And so we have a, I'm sorry, that's a second down and 2. I thought that was already at second down. Oh, and Richland crosses the line. And we'll see if they were pulled off or they're guilty of another offside.
All kind of movement out there. Our officiating crew doing a nice job out here tonight.
It's a false start on Forest Hills.
Once again, our officials for tonight: Bill Wolf, the referee; Bud Ratchford, the umpire; Brad and Brian Burt, the Lions judge and linesman; Joel Mock and Todd Park, rounding out the crew, and the unsung heroes out there. We have a great group of officials in this area who sometimes take some heat.
Yes.
But always do a good job.
Figuratively and literally at this time of the year.
Yes.
Clock rolling, 6:50 left to go in the third quarter, and a 35-3 lead for the Richland Rams. And the handoff. And that'll get things back to about the 35-yard line.
Well, what looked like a big hole to begin
Sean
with
Dell,
closed
the
up
carrier.
quickly.
Yes.
Very quick. I thought he was going to bust that one off, to get some good yardage up the middle, but Richland really did a nice job pursuing the football and closing down to make this a 3rd and 3, which Forest Hills is
Long 2, short 3.
Yeah, and they haven't had a lot of success on these 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4s. Now they've been throwing the ball a lot. Let's see if they've seemed to have some confidence in their run game. Let's see if they're going to try to run this one.
If they're going to get back to being respectable in this game, they're going to need this one. And here's the handoff. And Sean Dell met in the backfield and dropped basically at the line of scrimmage to set up a 4th down and 2.
Wow, Richland has been so resilient at the line. You see number 45 there for the Rams, Mackenzie Long in on the stop, also Ben Verhosek and quite a few other Rams. I am just impressed at the point of attack how well Richland has done, the line play. And it's not often you say Forest Hills has been beat at the line, but I think tonight Richland's done a nice job of doing it.
Kyle Flick is back to receive the punt along with Ryan Fleming. Fleck number 8. And the kick is away, and Flick takes it at the 35 out over the 40 and quickly wrapped up by a couple of special teams specialists for Forest Hills.
Ryan Wysocki put a big hit on him, and he's coming up limping. Flick looks like he is injured.
Yes, and it's not a good one for the Richland Rams. Flick has been out there showing his speed. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 180 pounds, and now he just goes down on the field to try to rest until the trainers get out there.
And I don't think it's a cramp because he has that leg bent. Usually when it's a cramp, the player knows to straighten that leg as quick as possible.
It kind of looks like it might be a knee, Cal.
Let's hope not.
But we won't speculate on that.
No.
We just wish him the best. There you see the Richland crowd on the opposite sideline, and many there are. They are numerous.
I'd say what, I got a lot of
Hey,
friends.
Pitt fan.
I saw a Forest Hills shirt over there.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Well, you know, that could happen.
Well, they're close to each other.
Yeah.
Forest Hills, Richland. They touch on the boundaries, and
Yeah, there's geographical closeness there.
yeah, I have a lot of friends from the Richland area I know in attendance tonight, and Matt Lohr, former standout quarterback at Richland, always mentioned him. One of my coaches. He was a big-time quarterback for Richland, always enjoying Richland athletics, but one of us now. And FX Screen Printing, talk about enjoyment. FX Screen Printing is the home of promotional products at 1700 Bedford Street in Johnstown. FX Screen Printing offers quality screen printing and embroidery services for individuals, companies, and schools. They have what you need for every occasion and event you can imagine. From t-shirts and hoodies to coffee mugs and more, FX Screen Printing is the home of promotional products. Call FX Screen Printing for your next promotional at 814-266-2719.
All right, the clock had stopped at 5:17 there remaining in the third quarter. And in the quarterback, it's Matt Schaefer, and the handoff will net a couple of yards for the Rams. And I think you're going to see this within reason turn into Luke Rosich, the ball carrier, by the way.
Yeah, Rosich.
66 yards for Luke in the first half.
Rosich
go along with a touchdown.
Let's face it, Richland doesn't need to put any points on the board.
No,
they're a team that's known for their hurry-up offense. They've got the wristbands, the know-how on everything, but they can afford right now to take time off the clock, which has been moving quickly this third quarter. It's been a quick game, and with Forest Hills needing to put a lot of points on the board, Richland can afford to take their time.
Yeah, and basically keep it on the ground as they do with Rizzo there.
Oh.
As John gets out over the 45 to almost the midfield stripe. And
Rizzo just very strong, and you see he's cramping up there.
Yeah, that's
the telltale sign is the leg goes straight. You push the the foot backwards
and
toward
there
the
goes
face.
John on one leg. Get me off this field and make this stop.
Most kids lay down on the field for a cramp and wait for someone to come to them.
No.
Rizzo just says, you know what, I'm strong enough one-legged to get off of here. Let the play go on. I'll just take care of myself.
Yeah. What a player. What a gamer.
Well, and he's a wrestler, so he's got a different mindset than most of us.
You
and I can
betcha.
say that because I know a lot of wrestlers. They have a mindset that is completely different.
I'll tell you
when
what.
it comes to a lot of things.
They're willing to sacrifice so much.
Yes.
It is amazing.
They do sacrifice. If you've ever watched a wrestling practice, I can tell you when I was in college, my coach was mad at us one time, made us practice with the wrestlers, and we never misbehaved or played around again.
Richland calls a timeout here. I think with the injuries and what have you, just a good idea there by Brandon Bailey to call for the timeout and reorganize the troops, so to speak.
The cadre of water boys on the field.
Yes.
I think everyone has their own water boy. But you know what they're not getting delivered out there?
Pizza Deli.
Which would be great.
Oh,
we kick off the season right with the delicious treat from Pizza Deli six-pack at the corner of Franklin and Haynes Street in Johnstown. Enjoy Basil's famous hot sausage sandwich for $2.95 or a large 16-inch one-topping pizza for only $7.75. While enjoying the game, bite into a delicious 19-inch Philly cheesesteak sub for just $9.75. It's all part of the delicious football special you'll find at the Pizza Deli six-pack in Johnstown, proud to be part of the Game of the Week's 13th season.
You see the Rangers cheerleaders.
Yep.
And one of the nights they're happy with. I'll tell you what, those young ladies get out there in some of the most severe weather.
Oh, yeah.
And continue to cheer as a first down for Richmond as Matt Schaefer will keep it and get into Forest Hills territory, marked down at about the 46, needed to get to about the 49.
And cheerleaders put a lot of time in, Dave.
They do.
A lot of practice time, as much as any sports team out there. So we applaud the cheerleaders and the bands who sounded excellent at halftime, and just everybody who's here enjoying this football game.
All right, it's a 1st and 10. The ball marked down at the 47-yard line of Forest Hills. 35-3. It is Richland with the lead. Nice effort by Schaefer to get away from the penetration that time. And he eventually runs it out of bounds.
Well, it was a low snap. It looked like he either wanted to give the hand up or fake the handoff. Couldn't quite do it with the timing, so he just took off to the right-hand side, was able to pick up some I call those bonus yards.
Absolutely,
he should have been down back there, so anything you get on that is a bonus.
Dustin Oler on the pursuit, eventually driving him out of bounds. Clock at 3:13 after that out-of-bounds play. Schaefer with a pass, incomplete, intended for Ryan Fleming.
just out of the reach of Fleming. There you see him just like a little, every time he's come to this side, quarterbacks for Richland, just a little bit too much on the football. This is not a game that they've had to be too accurate because the running game has really been the main focus here. But once they get that passing game going to match the running game, this is going to be a formidable team in Laurel Highlands.
Goodness gracious, yes.
And everyone was talking
and I mean,
about
this is it's been a good all-around effort.
Oh, yeah.
Defensively and offensively. There may have been some questions that I think have been now answered by Richmond offensively.
Well, everyone's talked about the top-tier teams, and when you talk about the top tier, it's always Johnstown, McCourt, Forest Hills.
Yeah.
I think there's a
You have
team.
to add Richmond to that conversation.
Yeah. You've got to add Richland to that group now after this showing.
4th down, and Richmond will go for it. 4th and 2.
Yeah, why not? And I see you've got that bruising running attack, although I don't see Rosich or Rizzo.
No, Mackenzie Long is out there as a sidecar on the left side. Quarterback Matt Schaefer. And Rizzo go out, and you also Schaefer's going to have to eat that, so good field position for Forest Hills.
Yeah, a little indecision on that play, and it cost him.
Yeah, to say the least. Kyle Flick went out of the game as well.
Yeah.
That looked to be a little bit of a different issue, but as I say, we won't speculate on that.
No.
Kyle will be taken care of there on the sideline. We wish him the best, and let's see if Forest Hills can muster up a little pride here and get themselves some points on the board. There you see those Richland cheerleaders as well. And yeah, they cheer in the frozen tundra.
Oh, the frozen
good heavens,
tundra.
is that field cold from about middle of October until the end of the season.
Oh, that one was
pass
batted
is
down.
Tipped at the line.
Travis Neal.
Justin Godola, for being a 6'4" quarterback, has had his problems with that front line of the Richland Rams. I mean, they're tall enough. They've given him trouble
tonight.
I tell you,
he really has had some problems tonight, and I look forward to coming up here and seeing Godola tonight as a veteran, good quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's had some problems. He's been sacked quite a few times. He's been on the run many more, and he's had a couple of batted down. And you got to give credit to this Richland defense for that.
2nd down and 10 on the incompletion. Godola back to pass, looking deep downfield. 3 receivers down here in front of us, but Godola's will have to keep it, and he'll pick up about 4 yards there.
And brought down by Mackenzie Long.
And that'll set up a 3rd down and 6 now for Forest Hills.
And once again, this Richland defense is putting Forest Hills in these 3rd and long situations, and they've done a great job. They've been real sure on their tackling tonight. A couple times they missed some tackles toward the end of the half.
Flag is thrown right in front of us. I don't know what went on there, or was that an effort to get the attention of the referee? I don't know. It's thrown by the side judge. Picks up the flag, walks over.
It would have to be legal substitution or something. I'm not sure.
Could be that. Let's see if there is actually a penalty here.
There was no play at all, as the Richland players are telling their fans to make a little noise. Forest Hills.
No flag.
Okay,
they wave
no
it
flag.
off.
Okay, Forest Hills comes out of the huddle. We'll go back in.
All right. And we have a 3rd down and 6 facing the Rangers of Forest Hills. No penalties involved, so everybody runs up to the ball. They start the play clock, and here we go. 35-3. Richland with the lead. Godola back to pass, looking downfield.
Screen.
Gets it off to Sean Dell. Dell over midfield, 1st down and more at the 40, 35, 30,
he's still
25, and he's going to go. Sean Dell, touchdown.
Wow, great effort.
Sean Dell could have been tackled how many times on that play, Cal?
Or even just pushed out of bounds.
Yes.
I mean, right about the 30-yard line. I don't know how he stayed in. I think the Richland player may have thought he was out and kind of eased up, which you don't do. You don't ease up to the whistle.
Yep.
And just a great individual effort, though.
Sean Dell puts it in, and with the extra points, it'll put the Forest Hills Rangers in double digits with 1:25 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Point after attempt by Scott George, out of the hold by
Bad snap. They're going to have to make something happen.
And they won't be able to. No. Tyler Shima, or is it Shima? Shima tries to make something happen, but he's not able to do so. And so Scott George, here's the pass play to Sean Dell.
Okay, let's watch this.
There's
right
the one
here.
at the 30.
You just got to. No, I tell you, he just did a nice job of stiff arming, and he kept his feet moving. He got ahead of the defender.
It looked to me like Solarchik tried to grab him and pull him back. And as you said, a great stiff arm.
And
that's where all that training comes into effect there.
Yeah, the Richland players actually got tangled up amongst themselves behind the back. And he was able to just turn on the jets and go. So big play for Forest Hills. Gets them back into this one a little bit. 35-9.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have liked to have added that extra point on, but they're unable to do so. It's one of those kind of nights, I guess you could say. So it's 35-9 now, and 1:25 left in the third quarter. Special teams getting ready.
Coach Fred Yanity out there, I believe, the AD at Richland. He and Bonnie Kidd.
Guess who's back on the field for Richland?
No.
It is Kyle Flick.
Oh, that's
Kyle's
good
back
news.
out there. Good to see, because he, you know, as we were describing the way he was getting up, it was very awkward, and it did kind of look like a knee, but apparently not. He's back out there to play. Scott George will kick off for Forest Hills. Getting their first touchdown of the night here in the second half, almost at the end of the third quarter. George lines it up.
This is going to be a big kickoff here. Cannot afford
And
to
it goes to Rosich. And Rosich is out over the 20, 25, out near the 30. And he gets over the 30, and a flag flies in at the end as he's kind of helicoptered down at the 32-yard line, but a nice return by Luke Rosich.
And that's going to go against Richland. It's one of the things they don't want to do. You don't want to start making mistakes now, up 35-9. You want to be able to have decent field position out of the 30-yard line and be able to control the football. Now they're going to be pushed back a little bit, I believe.
Would appear that way. That's where the man is walking.
Yep.
Striped shirt walking. And he walks it back to the 22. There you have it, the illegal block in the back on the return, a penalty that gets called more often than not.
Yes.
And if you do see one on the return, that's generally what it is.
And usually it has nothing to do with the play. It doesn't help the play.
Nico Pecora gets to do his first series at the second half with a handoff to Rosich. Rosich is out over the 30, make that the 25, to about the 26. If he makes it there, to be a gain of 4.
That's a nifty little run by Rosich. Going
Only
out
a gain
wide
of 3, though. They mark him down at the 25.
Quick cutback by Rosich to pick up a few yards. Larry Selmer, the AD from Forest Hills, walks in. We got to thank him for all of his help in preparing us with all the stats and figures and everything we need here at Forest Hills.
Yeah, we're
well.
They're a great host.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, we're well taken care of, no doubt.
Timeout called by the officials.
Must be an equipment issue.
Yes, it is. And they're taking a look there.
Now safety is the most important thing. I believe that's Rizzo they're looking at. So Rizzo back into the ball game now.
All right, so apparently both of those, the case of Flick and Rizzo, had something to do with cramping.
Now I do see a Forest Hills player down here in a knee brace.
That was prior to the game, though.
Oh, was that?
I saw him before the game.
Oh, okay.
When we went down to do the interviews, and there's a run for Richmond, which should be good for a first down. It's Rizzo. And how many Rangers did he carry downfield with him there?
A few. Are you sure it's before the game? He's got eye black on.
Bobby Clifford.
Ah, okay.
So
even the injured reserve wear black here at Forest Hills.
Hey, it's a team game. There are no individuals in no I in football.
No I in football.
And what do we have here? They waiting. I think they're waiting for the quarter to end, and it does. And we have now 3 chapters in tonight's story have been written. And at the end of 3, the score: Richmond 35, Forest Hills 9. You're watching the Game of the Week on Atlantic Broadband.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Welcome back to G.H. Miller Field on the campus of Forest Hills High School. G.H. Miller Stadium, Sidman, Pennsylvania. Rizzo rolling to his left, looking to pass. He lets it go, and it is almost intercepted. And in there with coverage, DJ Berkey. And if DJ would have been able to get his hands around that, you know how quick he is. And that could have turned into a quick Forest Hills touchdown. It did not. It falls incomplete. Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Another late player getting up for Richland.
And one thing's for sure, you know, we had talked about the idea of having 3 different quarterbacks out there for Richland. And Mr. Rizzo doesn't appear to be the guy that's going to be throwing a lot of passes. If you see Rizzo out there, John is running the football.
Yeah, I mean,
but he did pass one there.
He can throw the football. There's no doubt, but why?
Snap to John and he hands off. Turning it upfield over the 40 to about the 43-yard line. And takes 2 Rams to bring him down. Or I'm sorry, 2 Rangers to bring him down.
That'd be like your plumber building your wall. You got a guy that can do what he does. Just let him do it.
Mario Rizzo, who you would have to assume then is John's brother, with a carry.
And the final, Bishop McCourt all over Central Cambria, 42-0.
Yikes.
Bishop McCourt, one of those teams that everyone's talked about this year. A lot of their youngsters gaining that experience last year.
Rizzo out at quarterback and Schaefer back in. And Schaefer will keep. And he'll be wrapped up quickly, but he falls forward for what appears to be another Richland 1st down.
I believe he's got 1st down yardage. And he has a cramp. So I think we're going to spend a lot of timeouts and time for cramping in this 4th quarter as these guys get more tired. The heat is not really.
No, it's cooled down dramatically.
You know,
it's a beautiful evening.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but you can see he's taking the Rizzo method of getting off the field. Just
he is.
Guys, help him. What happened to your teammates coming and getting under each arm and helping you off?
Rizzo did it. You can do it, buddy. Get off the field.
That seems to be the thing to do. Hey, FX Screen Printing is the home of promotional products at 1700 Bedford Street in Johnstown. They do everything. Embroidery services, mugs, hoodies, you name it. From T-shirts and hoodies, you can get anything there. Call FX Screen Printing for your next promotion at 814-266-2719.
Nico Pecora will come in to quarterback the Rams. Snap to him. Rolls to his left. Takes a look downfield. The pass incomplete.
Yep.
Pass intended for Kyle Flick.
And Flick
Kyle gets quickly back up this time.
Yeah, he made a valiant effort. I thought he had it in his hands at the peak of his jump, but was unable to come down with it.
So the incompletion will bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Richland. Not much for them to be concerned about. They're up 35-9. 10:37 left to go in the football game. The first game of the week here on Atlantic Broadband. And once again, coming up next week, be sure to join us for Bishop Guilfoyle and Bishop McCourt. Handoff this time goes to Mario Rizzo. Mario gets out over the midfield stripe down to about the 49-yard line of Forest Hills. And that will set up a 3rd down. And we're going to call it 4.
So Mario Rizzo getting in on the action.
Yes,
Another
he is.
R in the backfield.
And Mario, 6-foot sophomore, 165 pounds. Obviously, John's been eating all the food and leaving none for John. Or leaving none for Mario. Sorry about that. There's a little screen pass to Mario. Mario turns it upfield, and he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 and bring up a 4th down and 9 for the Rams, and most likely a punt at this point.
Yeah, that play was blown up from the get-go. Forest Hills was able to penetrate deep into the backfield on that play, and Rizzo, I'd say, just lucky to catch the football. And it would have been a live ball because it was thrown backwards, so just lucky to catch it and maybe get a few yards out of it.
That was almost like that one we were talking about there with the interception. He might have been better off just to drop it.
Yeah, although it was live, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows?
And the punt is away. Nice bounce and brought down and held on to. That's a nice effort back there by Sharif Blau. And Sharif is able to maintain control there.
Nope.
And it'll be.
There was no panic look on him.
No, not at all. I mean, he's done a couple of things that I think drive coaches crazy.
Yes.
As far as returns go, but he's in control of what he's doing. So I'm sure there's going to be a talking to about some of that. But I don't think he's going to be told to change anything.
Oh no, you've got to have that attitude when you're back there returning kicks and punts that you're going to return every kick and punt.
Yep.
And I think he has that attitude as we have a timeout Forest Hills, and for a freshman that's kind of rare.
Yeah.
But if you can do it, you can do it, and he seems to be one of the guys out there that can do it. So he's going to be a fun one to watch here for the next few years.
Yes, he will be. So Sharif has impressed us. Another timeout on the field here. As you take a look at the Richland fans, and Cal tells you about
the Pizza
great place
Deli.
to eat.
That's right. You can kick off the season right with a delicious treat from the Pizza Deli 6-pack at the corner of Franklin and Haynes Street in Johnstown. Enjoy Basil's famous hot sausage sandwich for $2.95 or a large 16-inch one-topping pizza for only $7.75. While you're enjoying the game, bite into a delicious 19-inch Philly cheesesteak sub for just $9.75. It's all part of delicious football specials you'll find at the Pizza Deli 6-pack in Johnstown. Proud to be part of the Game of the Week's 13th season. 13 seasons, wow.
Amazing. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
A lot of athletic events, a lot of student athletes.
Justin Godola at quarterback for Forest Hills. Drops back to pass, looks to let it go quickly, does not, is going to be sacked again.
And Ben Verhosek coming up from the legs once again.
Man, has he had a game defensively or what?
Ben, I believe, what year is Ben? He's a youngster.
Ben is a sophomore.
A sophomore. Part of that sophomore class I talked about earlier when I said, we've got the Rizzo class and then this very exciting sophomore class coming through. Verhosek, a big part of that.
And, there he is as a sophomore at the size that he is right now. He's listed at 5'10" and 195 pounds. He's going to get a little bit bigger as time goes by.
Yeah.
And Godola is back to pass. Berkey turns, but he's in trouble, and he's going to have to run the ball. Gets out to the 25-yard line, so actually get some positive yardage, not much. But in a game when you're looking for any kind of positives, if you're Forest Hills, that is one.
Yeah, I just don't like to see Godola taking so many hits early on in this first game. I mean, for a quarterback, he has really taken a beating tonight with the sacks.
Well, I think one thing happened here, Cal, is that they did not plan on, and that is it turned into a passing game in a hurry. Forest Hills, in order to compete, had to go to the pass play.
Yeah.
And as we noted early on, you're used to that grind them out, a lot of rushing that Forest Hills normally does. And once they got...
Was Richland used to the passing game.
Yeah.
We're used to them not holding onto the ball as long as they have. So you're right, Dave. This has been a topsy-turvy game.
Rolling to his right, letting it go. Complete, I do believe, to Berkey. I don't see anything that indicates otherwise. It is
nice
a first
catch.
down for the Rangers as DJ Berkey gets down on the ground, gets both hands underneath that football, and it is a Forest Hills first down.
Well, Berkey has definitely been a bright spot out here tonight for Forest Hills. He's done a nice job receiving, and he shows a little bit of his ability to come back to the football on that. And, boy, he caught that one right up off the grass here. The beautiful grass at G.H. Moorfield.
Well, I'll tell you what, the one thing they did do smartly was let this get some height to it. And it's going to wear reasonably well after this week because no rain, so you just have a normal wear and tear kind of game on it going on right now. And there goes Shondell as he's pulled down by the jersey from behind by your guy.
Ben Verhosek.
Yeah, and he does pick up some yardage, though.
Yeah, it's a nice run by Dell. He actually dragged Verhosek for a few yards. He's a nice, strong back there. Going to be, one of the guys these Forest Hills players are going to have to rely on throughout the season.
Let's give Shondell a gain of 6 yards and make it a second and a long 4, but 4 nonetheless.
Now here comes his second down, which has, in my opinion, been a problem for Forest Hills.
No doubt.
Because it's always led to that third down and usually 4 or 5, 6 yards.
Let's see what they call here. Gadula under center. Drops back and the handoff goes to Dell. First down and more. Midfield and into Richland territory. Shondell with a big gainer.
So that time they pick up the first down on the second down play. Unfortunately, the clock continues to go, though. It stopped right now at 6:13. Not a lot of time when you're down big.
There is no one anywhere on the Forest Hills roster that has a last name of James.
No, and there's a flag on the play.
No, did not catch that. And it's going to go against the Rangers. Boy, I'll tell you what.
So that now the second down play continues to plague Forest Hills.
Yeah. Yeah, finally they got out of that little bit of a rut that you were talking about, and they dig themselves right back into a hole. It's a false start called on the Rangers, so it's a 5-yard penalty. And that will bring up a second down. And we're going to call it 8. 2nd and 8, Forest Hills trailing. Richmond up 35-9. And the handoff this time goes to, that is Jared Krug. And Krug is able to get out over the 40 to about the 43.
That's going to bring up
and
that.
That's at 4 yards again. And
once again,
they're right back where they were.
Yeah, it's been a repeat. And the Richland defense, to their credit, has done a great job on third down. Holding Forest Hills to not picking up the first down. So let's see what happens here. And I don't know if there's a situation right now with 5 minutes to go. They have to go for it.
Down to 5:20 left to go in the football game. 35-9, Richmond with the lead. Back to Pascagoula. Looking to his right, letting it go, and it's intercepted. Nice defense. And the interception that time is pulled in by Richland's Sean Graham.
So that's what happens when you get into those third situations. You have to throw the football, and Richland comes up with the interception that time. And boy, this has been all Richland. Here you go. Here's
Watch
a replay.
this. There's only one thing I can say about that, and that is, and granted this doesn't always happen a lot in high school, but Gadula just continued to look at one spot on the field, double coverage on DJ Berkey.
Yeah.
And one of the players that came free on that play was Sean Graham, and he stepped up and intercepted. If you can read the quarterback's eyes, you know what's coming next.
You're right. That was pretty easy to spot. He did. He kept his eyes on that one receiver. And, sometimes in these sets in high school, you may have only one receiver, 2 receivers going out, but you've got to mix it up a little bit. And heads-up play by the Richland Rams, who are surely going to enjoy this night, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you what, as you say, I mean, you come into a season opener like this in Forest Hills with the tradition that is here at this school, and the game at Forest Hills. And honestly, if you're a Rangers fan, you're a little bit spoiled. You just flat out think this is going to happen year after year.
Without a doubt. I mean, you expect it to happen. It's Forest Hills. And,
There you see Don Bailey.
Yep. And he'll have them regrouped and ready to go.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
Forest Hills ran into a pumped up, ready to go Richland team. Great game planning by Richland, I think.
Yeah,
I
Brandon
really
Bailey did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, I said in the kickoff that they're going to have to run the football between the tackles, and they've done that, and they've mixed in a little bit of passing. I think kept Forest Hills off guard a little bit.
All right, back into quarterback Nico Pecora, and Nico hands off, and you're seeing some of the second string runners now. In this particular case, Jared Hoover is in there, a 5'9" sophomore at 190 pounds. So you're going to probably see more of this. I think one of the things going on, the reason Nico Pecora is out there right now is he has not had the amount of reps that I think Schaefer had.
Right.
And of course the Rizzo side of the equation is a running situation when he's in there. Jared Hoover to the right of Nico Pecora, and it goes to the tailback, in this case Mario Rizzo, the other Rizzo.
He's going to be wrapped up quickly, but hey, this is good. You get your starters out of there. Don't risk injury on a night out here like this where you're winning. And I got a kiss, Dave. Bonnie Kid from Richland in the AD's office. My night is now complete. One of the wonderful ladies who make all these things happen, of course.
I'm impressed. It's just amazing. Callihan gets everything. What do I get? A hoodie.
A hoodie. Hey, that's hoodies do nice, buddy.
Pecora with a pass downfield. It is tipped and a flag comes in.
Yeah.
Was there pass interference here? That would be just like the evil icing on top of a bitter cake here for Forest Hills.
Oh, Dave, your figurative language is impressive to this English major. I love that. The bitter icing. What is evil icing on a bitter cake? Okay. I'm going to write that down and use it someday when you're not here.
Well, the good news is that's not, well, geez, there is a holding. And even though Richland had an ineligible downfield, it all gets wiped out.
Yep.
This is the no harm, no foul type of dual penalty. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 13. The ball marked at the 47-yard line of the Richland Rams. We're under 4 minutes left to go in the game, and Richland up, as you see, 35-9. And rolling is Nico Pecora. He's in trouble. Gets away from the penetration, but runs right into the other penetrator.
You can only get away for so long, and then Jordan Shostak's going to come up and make you pay for it.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice job by the Forest Hills defense. And they're going to maybe get a chance to make something happen. Zach Solarchik is back to punt for Richland here. Clock rolling, under 3:25 left to go in the game. 35-9. I think it would really be a boost for Forest Hills if they could get into double digits. Punts away off the foot of Solarchik. Not a deep one. Hits at the 41, bounces straight up, and then bounces off of one of the Rams players. I think they'll mark that down at about, I was seeing if that's a beanbag there at the 41, and it would appear as though that is it. So Forest Hills will have good field position here to start out with 3:09 left to go. More than enough time to get some points on the board.
Might as well use this opportunity to give some thanks out.
How about it?
Special thanks to Larry Salmer in the Forest Hills School District for accommodating tonight's broadcast. Our executive producer is David Keefe of Atlantic Broadband. Our producer consultant is Greg Banks of Banks Media Group and the Air Network.net. Director Steve Voitko and Rob Oshulski. Graphics and co-producer Charles Narcisse. Audio technician Sam Jordan Jr. and video replay Don Thursby. And of course our great camera operators Anthony Mayako and Bill McCool.
Those are cowboy replays.
Cowboy.
New quarterback is in the game for the Forest Hills Rangers, and that's Tyler Shima. And Shima's pass is complete, but there is a flag on the play. Clock stops, 3:01 left to go in the game. It's a face mask against Richland. So that's a good thing.
If you're a Forest Hills fan watching.
Even if you're not. At this point, you got to pull a little bit for Forest Hills. Richland definitely has the game in hand.
Yeah.
And so it's no need to kick them when they're down, as Don Henley Once said in the Dirty Laundry song.
We've got all kind of musical references going tonight.
Shima turns and hands off, and the running back this time is Jared Krug. Krug gets over the 45 down to about the 44.
A nice run by Krug. Nice positive pickup for Forest Hills as a lot of these guys getting the experience. And like I said, we've seen some injuries out here tonight. It's important to get these guys in a game time situations. See how they respond. You can look at practice all you want. Until you get out on the field, though, you just don't know. So it's good for these guys to get out here and get some time in.
2:20 now left to go. Can Forest Hills get into double digits? Even a field goal would do that at this point with 9. There's the pass. It is complete. Almost spinning away, but jersey rippage.
Wow.
But eventually bringing down Joe Donahue of the Rangers is Richland's Jared Hoover. Hoover just grabbed a hold of that jersey and would not let go.
No, he would not. I tell you what, Shima, nice draw. That's a nice throw out there.
Yeah.
I mean, on the money. He's thrown a couple of nice balls out here. They've been accurate. They've had a strong arm behind them. What year is Shima in?
Shima is a senior, okay. So.
Well, a couple of nice throws for him out here so far tonight.
Listed as a quarterback and a safety on the Forest Hills roster. He's going to roll to his right. There's some pursuit. He's going to let the ball go just a little bit too low, intended for Mike Long, and it falls incomplete. But there's what speed will do for you. I mean, Justin Gadula is, I would not call him a non-mobile quarterback, but that little bit extra speed there by Shima was able to get him to a point where he could throw somewhat comfortably on that play.
And he did the good thing. He got rid of it.
Yes.
You know, don't take the sack. Don't take the loss. Throw the football. See what you can get. But he threw it low so it wouldn't be intercepted too.
Exactly. Right down around the knees of Mike Long, and it falls, as Cal indicated, incomplete. Minute 44 left to go in the game. 35-9, Richland up. Our opening telecast of the game of the week on Atlantic Broadband. Shima looks, throws deep, and out of bounds. Pass intended for Joe Donahue again. There you see Joe.
He threw the pump fake in there, but he did not fool the defenders for Richland. They stuck with their man, did a nice job.
So there the clock sits at a minute 39. Richland with just a great way to start your season. And by the way, we have Richland here at the beginning of the season. And on Friday, October 28th, we'll be in the frozen tundra.
Which might be frozen by then.
Yeah, Friday, October 28th. Yeah, I'd say so.
Who are they playing that game?
Penn Cambria.
Ooh. Ernie Fetzer makes the trip up to Richland.
So we will see these Richland Rams one more time in the game of the week.
And Penn Cambria a winner tonight.
Shima's back to pass.
Oh, he's got a lot of room.
Under pressure, gets it complete, and moving down the sideline. And
touchdown.
No, they say he went out of bounds at about the 7, I believe. Jared Krug catches the ball and makes a nice dash down the sideline. Could not quite get into the end zone, but does put the Forest Hills Rangers, they mark him back out of bounds there at about the 15. So a little bit further back than what I had thought. But still,
nice
in
effort.
good field position here.
Very
with a
nice
minute 26.
Well, minute 26, that is plenty of time for this Forest Hills Rangers squad.
And what a nice pass combination has emerged here with Shima and Krug.
Yeah. You know, Shima has come out here and shown a lot of confidence and some poise.
Yes, he has. And that little bit extra speed has really paid off here. Joe Donahue in motion. Rolling to his right is Shima. He's going to turn it upfield. 10,
nice.
5, touchdown! Did they say he got in?
The judge on the far side says he got in.
The referee says he's in, and he is.
He's got a little giddy up to his step.
Yes, he does. And that has been what kept that drive alive. And really excellent use of time there, too. Still a minute 18 left to go. So I don't know that you've created a quarterback controversy. But you can say this, if you need some speed at that position, Shima's going to be the guy you go to.
I think Shima gives you an option. I don't think it's going to be a quarterback controversy up here. Gadula's body of work for years. But if you need a quarterback to come in and run one and get a few quick yards, the kid's proven he can run the football.
Scott George puts it through, and it makes the score. Richland 35 and Forest Hills 16.
Well, I'd say they got the double digits, which is good, and the coach is out there congratulating Shima.
Here we go again. We'll get to see Tyler Shima run this in. Rolls to his right, and I think that was a design play all along.
You think?
Yeah, I think it was.
Could
just
be.
The way he turned when he made his turn upfield, that to me looked like it was a design play and executed perfectly with the fast legs of Shima. Now you look the difference between Gadula and Shima. Gadula 6'4", 220. Shima 5'8", 150. So it's a Mutt and Jeff situation.
Yeah.
When you come right down to it.
We'll watch Forest Hill, see if maybe they get a little practice in on their offside kick.
Something you could try at this particular juncture.
At this point, it's not going to hurt you to try it.
It's game situation.
It's good practice.
Yeah.
No one could blame you. I'm sure Richland has a good hands team available up front. I see a couple 70 numbers up front there, which not saying they don't have good hands.
Yeah, it's not always.
It's not always the case, but we'll see how he sets the ball on a tee. Straight up and down. Yeah. I'm not going to say he's onside kicking this, but if I were Richland, I'd have my hands ready up front.
And it is a regular kickoff. Little knuckleball. Bounces down there. That's a tough one to field.
Yeah, it is.
Picked up at the 10, out over the 15 to the 20, out over the 25 to the 30, and pulling a Forest Hills tackler right along. That
Great effort
was
by there. I believe that's Pecora.
Yeah,
Rizzo. Mario Rizzo.
Yeah, Mario Rizzo with the return for Richland. And a fine one at that. He had a little trouble with that knuckleball squirting around in the grass there. He ends up picking it up and gets out to the 35-yard line, so 25 yards on the return. And that's going to make you feel good, too, if you happen to be Brandon Bailey. You're seeing some good things out of Mario Rizzo to go along with John Rizzo. He's getting to see his weapons. Nico Pecora going to take some more snaps here at the end of the game. His team up 35-16. Turns, quick handoff. This time it goes to Nick Naglich. And I'm just guessing at Nick's name. Nick is a sophomore.
Nick Naglick.
Naglick? Okay.
That kid is quick. I saw him in a scrimmage the other day.
Okay.
He is quick. He's one of those young kids they have out here, and watched him scrimmaging Bishop Carroll. And he ran a couple plays, and I had to turn to my buddy of mine and say, who is that kid? Very quick kid out there. So we look forward to seeing him in the next few years, that's for sure.
All right, Naglick goes off the field, and the final play of the football game coming your way right now. Pecora turns and hands off once again, and carrying the ball. Trying to get a number there, and that was Jared Hoover making the final carry of the game. Wait a minute, the clock has stopped. It's a first down, so they're going to move the sticks, going through the formality, and now the time will run off the clock. So your final score here tonight, Richland 35, Forest Hills 16. For Tom Callihan and the rest of the Game of the Week crew, I'm Dave Shannon saying join us next week when the Marauders of Bishop Guilfoyle High School in Altoona will visit the Crushers of Bishop McCourt at Point Stadium in Johnstown. We'll be recording that one for you Friday night. It'll also be on the Air Network. So for everyone here at the Atlantic Broadband Game of the Week, I'm Dave Shannon saying good night, everybody.